Amwatin will be joining us on set, and we'll have that conversation. But in between time and now, let's pick our scripture for this morning from the book of John, the chapter 15, the verse 5. I'll read from the New King James Version. It says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. And that's the word of God from the book of John, the chapter 15, the verse 5. And fruitfulness is better than busyness. And that is what we want to share with you. Being fruitful is better than being busy without being fruitful. What do you make of the scripture? I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. And that is God's word.
Yeah, I mean, this is a perfect analogy, perfect illustration of who we are in Christ Jesus. He is the vine, he is the tree, we are the branches. So you know that once you cut a branch off the tree, that branch dies off because it has been taken out of the source of its nutrients. And that is who we are. If you are a Christian, then you know that without Christ, you cannot do anything. He is the source of our nutrients, you know. He is the source of everything that we need. The source of wisdom, the source of knowledge, the source of inspiration and power, especially power. So if you are taken out of the source, you are likely not going to bear fruit. In fact, you will die. So that is the perfect analogy that we should continue to abide in him, to stay in him. For without him, we cannot do anything.
For without him, we cannot do anything. I am the vine, you are the branches. Today, people are very busy. But that doesn't mean that they are busy doing what will bear good fruit for God, meaning to make a positive difference in the world and to bring honor to him or to be productive in their life. God has not called us to be busy, but he has called us to be fruitful. He said, be fruitful and multiply. So God did not call us to be busy. He called us to be fruitful. According to the book of Genesis, after God created man, he asked us to be fruitful. Today's scripture says that if we abide in him, we will bear much fruit. To abide means to live, dwell, and remain in. Meditating on God's word is part of the abiding lifestyle. We cannot have only an hour visit with Jesus on Sunday morning during a church service and not think of him until the next Sunday, except to live a fruitful life. I mean, when you do that, you expect that you live a fruitful life. No. It has to be in your thoughts patterns. The abiding lifestyle means that we include him in everything we do and acknowledge him in all things. We talk to him, we think about him, we think about his word throughout each day. God's word rules. This means that when a decision needs to be taken or made, we make the one that agrees with his word. There are two words that can never go together in the life of a Christian. No, Lord. If he is our Lord, then our answer must always be yes. So remember, the scripture was brought to you in association with the Maranatha Power Ministry International, located on just directly behind the Lekma Polyclinic here in the Nungwa Adugo. Today is Friday, the super mega, I call it the super mega all night. The mega all night is coming off today, exactly 10 p.m. sharp, and I want you to be part of it, and your life will never be the same. You've been praying, you've been running in circles, but you need someone to hold hands with you. Come, let's have that corporate anointing in the atmosphere to break the yoke, that the embargoes will be lifted, that the shackles will be broken in the name of Jesus. So I invite you to be part of tonight's mega all night, 10 p.m. sharp. And also don't forget to register to be part of the International Leadership Conference, which is coming off from the 17th to the 22nd of February 2026. And your life will never be the same. Let's say a word of prayer. Say, Lord, help me abide in you daily. Teach me to include you in every thought and decision, bearing lasting fruit as I align my life fully with your word. Amen. If you pray this, I invite you to come to Sunday service. We have 2 services, 7 a.m. English service, 9 a.m. the vernacular service. You can join any of the service, and God will always be there. He's still in the miracle business. Jesus is still the Lord. And that takes us to our next item on our list for the morning, is to go straight to bring you our African proverbs for this morning. And what is the African proverbs all about? Very simple one. Very, very simple one. It said a small fire can warm a whole village. A whole village can be warmed by a small fire. And this is a Malian proverb. This proverb is from Mali. You think of it, a small fire can warm a whole village. Yeah. So what it means is that it highlights the impact of small collective efforts. It means that even tiny contributions can make a significant difference when combined. A small fire can warm a whole village, suggests that even the smallest action or contribution can have a profound impact when shared or combined. It emphasizes the power of collective effort, community, and the ripple effect of individual actions. It also touches on themes like collectiveness over individualism. Small contributions add up. Empowerment. Everyone's input matters. Sustainability. Small, consistent effort can lead to a lasting change. So what are you doing in the family, in your setup, and wherever you find yourself? So that's African Proverbs for today, brought to you by MBN African Proverbs Center. We're going to have our first major conversation this morning, and that has to do with the Crow Awards, which is coming up tomorrow. And the man to join us to have this conversation is called Edu Boateng. Once it's ready, we will be having. But what the question is, somebody about why Crow Awards? It's a big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think when the man joins us, he will be able to tell us exactly why the what.
Yeah. It's very important. I mean, to award people who have given their best, who have dedicated their lives to service in the district, in the constituency, I mean, it's good, right? It's to appreciate them for their hard work, for their dedication, for their commitment. And it's also a means of getting others to do more, right? Given that if you do more, if you give up your best, you'll be recognized. So it is a good thing. I mean, I think the municipality should be commended for this great initiative. If all others will learn from it, I mean, it is good. For me, reward motivates me. Once I am acknowledged, I am appreciated for the little things, it gives me fuel to do more. So it's a good thing that the municipality or the constituency is doing this. We hope that it will motivate others to also give out their best so that they will also be recognized in subsequent editions. So, yeah.
Right, recognized in subsequent edition. Like I said, we're having our first conversation this morning. If you just happen to put your channel here, it's MBN TV, the Mega Broadcasting Network. We're transmitting live from the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, Nungwa, Adogon. It's this place to be where we're going to have this conversation that has to do. The awards night is tomorrow. So the man to support us, to tell us exactly the brain behind this awards, to share with us what goes into this award, who is supposed to be there, are they going to be free for all? What is it about? Is the Edu Boateng. Very good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Great as always by His grace.
We thank God for life this morning, and we thank God for joining us this morning. On the show is the Morning Focus, the National Policy Focus, and the focus now is on Crowell Excellence Award. What is Crowell Excellence Award all about?
Crowell Excellence Awards is about appreciating, celebrating the legends of the land, those who have done well for the land. So, how come this thing came about? So, most of the people here in Crowell works in one company or the other. And then some of the teachers, the schools, and individuals have also done well for Crowell. So what are we going to do for them? Let's celebrate them. Let's appreciate them so that they can do more. That is the reason behind it.
Or celebrating the champions of the Crowell constituency and also rewarding them to do more. It means that it will also bring out people who are not doing anything to also learn to do something. What are some of the award categories that is expected? And just before so someone sends a message in there to say, ask him exactly what goes with the awards. I don't think I've gotten to, but I want to appreciate the fact that you want to reward people. And this is put together by which organization?
This is McKelton Foundation.
McKelton
Yes.
Foundation.
It's an NGO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your first time of running this award?
Yeah, this is our very maiden edition.
The maiden edition of the award. So, how has preparation been like?
Great, 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 great. We are only waiting for tomorrow.
You're only waiting for tomorrow.
Exactly.
So tomorrow people should expect nothing but the finest of organizations of the celebration of the champions of Crowell. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
So how many award categories are we looking at? Is it 10, 15, 20, 30, 100?
Aside the education side, we have about 14 or 15.
Apart from the education side, you have about, so
Yes.
when you say education side, what are you referring to? Is it teachers? Is it students? What is it?
Okay, so it's about students. The WASI and then the BCE students who did well, especially those who got ones in their subjects, and then those who got grade 1 in the Gan language.
Okay, so you are rewarding the language. I love that one. When you said the Gan language,
I'm happy to hear that.
people who got one in the Gan language, because I believe that our indigenous languages shouldn't be pushed to the backdrop where people are having difficulties even communicating in their own local dialects, and it's becoming quite difficult. So rewarding them will encourage other students to know that, hey, if I do well in the native language, definitely I will be rewarded. That's a brilliant one. Wow. So how many students are you looking at rewarding?
We are looking at about 13.
13.
Yes, and then the 13 is a certified result that we got from Ghana Education Service, Crowell Municipality.
Wow. So those 13 individuals are coming, but apart from the students, you said there are other 14 or 15?
14 or 15.
14
yes.
categories so to be awarded. So 13 plus 14 in all, like 27.
And then we are rewarding a former goalkeeper.
Oh, there's a former
There's
goalie
a former
also.
goalkeeper who is Mr. John Nawu.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that name, John Now. Yes. He was a former Black Star goalkeeper.
Former Black Star goalkeeper, Nua goalkeeper, Stanford's goalkeeper.
Stanford's, right.
Yeah, and a lot.
John, now tell me, apart from these awards and going forward, how is the McKelton Foundation looking at projecting these awards?
Okay, for now, we only want to have our first shot, since this is our maiden nation, and then the rest will follow. Because we wanted to expand it, but it all depends on the one that we'll be having tomorrow. Whether we'll do it Greater Accra Regional Awards or any other one.
Any other one. But looking at it, I know putting things of this nature together comes with its own challenges.
We did have a lot of challenges, but With God, all things are possible.
I love that. With God, all things are possible. So they face a lot of challenges. But if someone for the first time is hearing you about this Crow Excellence Award, although we've been showing the arts on the screen for people to know that it's coming up, what time is it and where is the venue and what is involved? Are people supposed to pay something to be part of the awards night?
Okay. So the awards night is 7 p.m. tomorrow, which is 7th February. And then there will be ticketing. We have the VIP, which is 100 cedis, and then the regular, which is 50 cedis. We did the VIP for the adults, and then we did the regular for the students. Oh. And then those who have won the award, none of them are paying. None of them are buying tickets. It's only with those who are coming with them who will be buying the tickets.
So what if an individual is watching you this morning and they want to get tickets and they just want to be part of the maiden edition of the Crow constituency? So Crow, you're listening to us. This is where we find ourselves, and this award is coming up. So reward the champions. I mean, it's not everybody that can be rewarded, but at least we need to start from a point. So some few individuals have been picked up to be rewarded for their hard work, making sure that the name Crow stands on its feet. So I'm entreating you, go get your tickets and then be part of tomorrow's awards night, the Crow Excellence Award. So you can also hit your chest and say, I took a picture to be part of the maiden edition of the Crow. This is ours, so we need to give it all the support to make it work for us, because we need to reward our people. If we begin to start from our homes, it means that we can take it outside the box. So I'm entreating every Tom, Dick, and Harry that is listening to me to be part of the award. Where do people get the tickets? Is it at the gate, or you have some outlets where people can go there today to start buying tickets? Or they can call you via phone and they said, okay, where are you? Where's your location? How many tickets do you want?
Okay, so you can call 0244 674529 for the tickets, and then you can also buy at the gate.
You can also buy at the gate.
And the venue is Emmanuel Kojeche Memorial Temple, Bachona.
Bachona.
Yes.
Emmanuel.
Church of Pentecost.
Church of Pentecost. Emmanuel
Kojeche. Yes, Memorial Temple. Church of Pentecost.
Bachona. Can you give us, let's say, if I'm not in Bachona, I'm in Tema, and I want to get there.
Okay, so
how do I go?
So you come straight to, what's the name?
EcoBank.
EcoBank. EcoBank, you turn left, and then when you reach the junction of Abrantier Fashion School, you turn right again, just about 50 meters, and then you turn left, straight to the, from Abrantier Junction to the place is just about 120 meters.
So if I'm here and I want to get there, where do I have to pass?
Oh, this is just simple. Just at your back, after the railway, on your right, there's a very huge building there.
So after the railway?
After the railway.
Is it just on the main street or just the bypass?
Just the bypass, yes. Just the bypass. It's not
because
the main
I believe that the Crow constituency, this is our awards, and we need to be part of it, and we need to come celebrate our people. I know you came with someone. Is she also going to speak with us?
Yeah, I think
okay, so she'll also be speaking with us. But just before you take leave of us for her to join us, you have something you want to ask Mr. Edu Amwatin?
Oh, no, I just want to commend them, especially for the Ga language. You know, just this week we've been talking about, you know, encouraging people to speak the language and then encouraging schools to teach the language. And so I am happy that, you know, we are rewarding students who have done this very well in the Ga language. I will even go on to ask for more. If there are any of such students who are interested in pursuing Ga language at the tertiary level or go on to become Ga language teachers in schools, if there is a way to sponsor such people, even if not for the full course of their education, even if it is part of it, so that they can go on to study Ga language in the tertiary, in the college or in the university, and then come back to teach, I will be very excited to see that. So thank you very much for this great initiative.
Thank you so much. I know we'll have another person from your outfit who will also be talking to her in the next 10 minutes of her time, and then we can wrap up this conversation on the Excellence Award. So people should look forward to a super night.
Exactly.
Who and who are coming?
We invited almost all the prominent people in Nwa. So we've invited the King, we invited the Wulomo, we invited the MP too.
You've invited the MP as
Yes.
well. Okay, so that's an interesting time that we're looking forward to have this conversation with you, and then people should look forward and be part of the Crow Excellence Award, where we are celebrating the community champions. A very good morning to you. Thank you once again, Mr. Edu Amwatin, for joining us. We are so grateful for having you to join us this morning, throwing more light. And you said the time is what?
7 p.m. tomorrow.
7 p.m. That is the 7th day of February 2026, 7 p.m. Oh, I like the time. 7 p.m., 7th February 2026.
We carefully chose it.
A crafted time, carefully chosen to make sure that this awards night becomes so super. The maiden edition, I know a lot of preparation have gone into it, and so come, let's celebrate our people. Let's reward them. Let's encourage them to do more. So we'll be back right after this break. All right, so we'll be turning our attention. We'll be looking at one or two other stories. Then after that, Madam will join us to have another conversation. So welcome back from the quick break. We're now still having a conversation with the Crow Excellence Award, rewarding the champions. I mean, celebrating the community champions is what we're doing this morning. Remember, it's tomorrow, the 7th of February, 2026, 7 p.m. Tickets are available at the gates and the numbers that we put there. Joining us from the Equality Foundation, it's a very beautiful mother who joins us. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Along Yaka Wajiko.
Ibu fenku yam. Bani drumo.
Oh, her silent, beje beer. Moji Equality Foundation, celebrate many member me modern your Crow constituency. Mini ko anyo ke wo nyeme gameni bobotwe ele. The Crow of Fan, Ghana fan in Bobotwe, Manja fan Bobotwe, because we're both satellites, digital, no. One your live here, Facebook, YouTube, X, Nijeme Sanibane fan, Jono, Jilen fan, Quebo, like Crow Excellence Award, one celebrate community champions, and Mino Banyo Kewe, I can which one in Yakonya Fonya.
Yo, Uradon.
Okay, come your bay.
If I told me Nora Momo Afute.
Hey, Nora Momo Afute.
You can claim Madabushi. Ne Mada Numboshi, the crow of fame. Can me fain in Quo. Ake Libine, no near one, watch a be and work a Sunday, a backman or jacket. Femi ake nye mi ewie fe sino ni nke fata hiji ake de pie ni chumo alo ka ye mami alo aye mankomie me pi bo ame moden ni amewa ma ye gbe srotu ya no sike fe ana ame ni chumo no watashi wosusu ne yake esani afe no kokoni wokewo wonye me bibie ni ba hu hiwale ya ke ngene social media by wo mo fame nyajeme no ni penny min tawo ni make mo fame ye de nko je dwane fe je ake esane ke mo ko fe no ko ta frache gameke cop o telebulu jatun hotel o pan esablan ake me fe ni bo ame moden ke je onu pa no an ka ba sigbeke no ni ame bo ame moden ake ame ba wa ye gbe srot ya no je ye kro wo pe si ye majin kokume ye woga popa ne no fe esani anna ameni fe mu kona hia me konno bi na fe na me ya wa me ya ke ni bi apie ni tumo pie ni sika behi si kaji onamoko wo bohi wale se me ya ke ha ni o hewabu ke o no fi o bomoden yo yin mi amo hin bo o hewabu lo ke fi oni e fi ofenfo
no hani Kelton Foundation you decide ake you ba kwa many member me modern ni nye wa me nye wa me na me wa me nya me fepi ni many me hwe wa kwa me ye ba twon su koni mofia mo ba akwa ka wo ye kro won we nesa ni me ma wa wo kwa kro won ni kro aba fe excellent ke ba gama mofia mo ni twon ja ke J Gamepe reward chinyenkwe many me New York crow na chuni na afi ni bi ni ehani crow gbe ahie ntonye celebrate am
na kan pepepe J mambi etomobonu wie me pie ni J tafrache nwa meji ame alo crow bi ji ame si ame hu ame ba fe heku ame ha crow me wo ame fe wo ka ame fe ewomi wajie mokoyemi eja ke oke krowo da ni me pi di me ni yomi ni wo je krowo pe je game pe ni yomi alo krowo bi epe sike gbo efe na me ko ba hinsin afi baba o na me hu ame wa ye gbe sort ya no ame fe ame fatai
ni me de jigbe jan no to ni nyeke fonshin nye ha wo nuchumo ni nyewa atuni
gbeja no to ele to mo boni inyemi ewie akegbejan to sort ni bi pi ji no ni baya no wo npa gba ke mo fen mo baba ni ebawa ko ni afefe fo
ne energy kenklen no nya fio nya nkwahi ake ka USM ba nya ba gbele akami minu aka nya reward students nya reward me be me to 14 to 15 in addition to 13 students any about reward am so in all work back 27 awards iba jemi je na kan wo kemo gonto ni ewanye ni enu neke benyano to ni nyeke fo sha kan ba wa me alo nya ba ha ni me anaka o ke ofe no ko it's an ofe lojuba o le no ni baba because o promote crow ni ke o nu nya he ni to ma wanye ngbe mo baba alo men number ba tra ne ba ka o me no Kofi Oni yo ne award na minto ma support award ne keneke ni ne mbemo baba
tomoboni nyimi ewie na mani ikefon jila fio me akefo na wenuji na mani yo ni mo ke itawowo ibanye ni ke ni she na kan na ma no alo wo che number ni inana kan na ma no fe no ni iyo ni ikba wawo sika ji no fe no ni ikba wawo ibanye ikechonje me ni woni
ba no no mi he ni program e ba ya
program e ba no ye ba chuna ye Pentecost omo chue papa le mini poji gbe openi Emmanuel Kojo tre temple ye bachona
I guess 7 p.m.
pepe
Ikamu konto ticket here ngbe ba he banye he gate ale banye track number ni edubo atinke omo here ni mo aye ticket
o fine e banye bagate na lo e banye track number ni ba she ticket ko no
ma mi no ba ke mambi ni kwebole bi
no ni maka me page ake krowo anawamia krowo anawamia krowo anawamia no ni to maka krowo fe eji ake no fe no shisije ewa shimonwe ile ake ame krowo le ame fio ni fio fe fo no wo kedro ma afa ni wala fe wo no won pe krowo fe kemba wakemba Emmanuel Kojo kire temple ye Pentecost omotwen ye ko ohu adogon last stop no ko cross train line no ye ko bi no aba ton bojeme ake mo femo keje manche manu beke bi onupai mo femo won pe mo femo woje mo koyemi ni je wo nuwa mepe ke gbo efe ni yo nuwa na meche na me fe ya me fata wo nuwa ida ni nuwa efe bo ni efe woke won pe ya me fe amefe kra shimoko aka shimoko kra yese ka ba ke bi ke hoye ke na bi fe koni amefe amba pia wo ni bi fe afefe fo
I ticket enye
ticket 50 cedis ke 100 cedis alo nyemu enumo ke oha ewo no ni ohi wale ba she ke ohi wale ba she 50 e o ba nyo ke ba ohi wale ba she 100 e hu o ba nyo ke ba won pe mo fe mo.
Okay, so make it a day to be there tomorrow, God willing. 7 p.m. Is a time for the Crower Excellence Award, celebrating the community champion. It's coming off at the Pentecost Church, Bachona. Be there and then support the wealthy cause. Let's celebrate our community champion. Once again, I mean, Toma Dabushi. Like, onye obafita wo ni obla ni bi am yo chon and one wishing you well. Ken Masmo, you wala ye war, one more baba, waba penye ise, ni pick as a news item, ni was showcased for her, a man be fair, keje, ned be fair, noni crow in your FA, it celebrates a community here, many member may have modding, a harm and no feel. My job,
my journey, baba, and wow, he wale, couldn't war, ni bapia wo, crow of fair piawo, more fame or near way is no more. O fame ni your crew is to mo or invite mo fame so I know manage na fame.
Well, as we having this conversation with members from the Kelton Foundation, organizers of the Crow Excellence Award. The maiden edition is coming off tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the Pentecost Church, Bachona. All you need to do is to get your ticket at 50 Ghana cedis for regular and 100 Ghana cedis for the VIP. And come support a wealthy God. Come out in your numbers. If you don't have a place to hang out tomorrow, then I'm giving you one. Tomorrow is a Saturday. Let's come out in your numbers. Let's show love for McKelton Foundation for putting this together and making sure that the maiden edition becomes the talk of the town. Crowell, let's wake and let's support a wealthy cause. Thank you so much. We'll be back after this break.
others will be promoted and others will not be promoted. Don't cry, not because your bishop hates you, but because we are playing an international tournament and we don't look for those who are not ready. We are looking for leaders. That is why we have gathered.
When you are talking to the young people, they don't understand, because the God of this world has blinded them. How much time do you give to God? Your time for God shows how you honor God.
You will not travel far and go back the same, but you receive something that will increase your value.
This is a leadership conference that brings delegates from all over the country.
When leadership is put to the test, loyalty seems like a lost cause. True elevation still belongs to the faithful. Maranatha Power Ministry International invites you to the International Leadership Conference 2026. Team, loyalty brings elevation. Join us for 6 days of powerful leadership and spiritual growth.
Hosted by Bishop Noble Francis Afote-Odaye and his beloved wife, Reverend Mrs. Valerie Afote-Odaye. With anointed ministers and respected leaders, Bishop E.A.T. Saki, Lighthouse Chapel International, Bishop Samuel N. Mensah, Full Gospel Church International, Dr. Lawrence Tete, International Evangelist, Apostle Miguel Ramos, Truth and Life Center, USA, Apostle Brian Artisan, Christ Community Church, USA, and a special leadership address by Honorable Samuel Nate George, Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. Honorable Dr. Agnes Namumulate, Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, and Member of Parliament for Krowo constituency.
From February 17 to 22nd, 2026. Daily, morning and evening sections. Don't miss this transformative experience. International Leadership Conference. Purpose has no alternative. Loyalty has no substitute. See you there.
All right, so welcome back after having that conversation with the Krowo Excellence Award celebrating the community champion. Remember to be part of it. Tomorrow is the D-Day, 7th day. Who is going to be rewarded and who is going to be celebrated? Let's come out in our numbers. Let's celebrate the few. I mean, this is a maiden one. Let's give it the support it needed to make it a wonderful weekend for the people of Krowo. Now let's go straight away to the newspaper headlines. There's a few papers that has come in this morning. The Friday edition. Today is a Freaky Funky Friday.
Yeah.
The Freaky Funky Friday edition of the morning show is what we. So let me start with the Source newspaper. The Source newspaper says that MIIF CEO sues media over 2024 audit expose. Ex gratia payment not my duty. Mahama. Mahama to SOEs. Prepare annual report by April. APD 2026 SMEs key to the African Free Continent and the AfTA. SARS pay cocoa farmers minority cocoas to government. Interesting times await us.
Okay, let me do the Daily Statesman. Daily Statesman, MC 88.8% of Odan market shops return to original owners. Victimization at DVLA, union chair bounded for championing workers' interest. I think it's hounded for championing workers' interest. Pay our cocoa farmers, minority charges government. The big story, women leaders propel African Continental Free Trade Area forward at 2026 APD. These are the stories on the front page of the Daily Statesman.
Now let's do the Metro Lens. The Metro Lens has the stories, and they say Dr. J.B. Danquest's legacy belongs to Ghana, not party. Dr. Kingsley Ajimai. NHIA launches Campus Connect to expand NHIS access for tertiary students. Akim Adediantem holds vigil in what? Memory of Dr. J.B. Dankwa. So this thing, and if you look at what Dr. Kingsley Agyemang is saying, is the individual's legacy belongs to their parties or it belongs to Ghana?
It belongs to Ghana. I mean, they were Ghanaians first before
the party.
Before the party. So their legacies belong to the country. Be that as it may, the parties also have the right
to celebrate
them. Yes. So
Amasaman High Court reduces Agrada's sentence to 1 year. Oh boy. This became the running story the whole of yesterday. If you go to the social media, the buzz that is there from the afternoon right after the custodial sentence was reduced to 1 year, and he went in July 2025. So if it's 1 year, it means that very soon we'll see.
Very soon.
Very soon we'll see her out, walking out of the prison, and then have her freedom. But I like that. If you read the judgment, it says that it was looking at a crime. The 15 years was excessive. It's beyond what she was supposed to be given. And for me, I think that the law is working. The law is law.
Law is law. But it's interesting. Mr. L. Kane, you know, you're trying to say, yeah, mommy, Mama Pat. Evangelist Patricia Siama, aka Agra 1, Nana Agrada, and say be last year muho and court SSA Fanuko same infisia poly dunum 15 years. Na ne lawyer for echo appeal. Endra and appeal judgment no deliver a court to chiremua infisia dunum no endorse dodo endorse until what to say who. It's a high sense prices. High sense for Mumbre Ada no pay. Mumbre Yabebremo invoice. Ama we yin fisia poly do 9 if you do no sunti. Court chemwa na na grada obe serve just 1 year afi ba kope te say enche bia ye be no na wa ba betoa na midjuma na oboy de boa Ghana man no.
Oyade. Oboy de boa. If you are not on the bois miracle, the miracle makes me a cash. Ghana mine.
Agra 1. Agra coming.
Yeah, another World Radio Day. Let's cross over and join Benjamin Forfier. He's the country director. That's a farm radio and also a communication community. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing, boss?
I'm very fine.
It's good to have you on MBN TV.
Thank you.
And it's like the whole of this year we've not met, and this is the first time we're talking, and it has to be on the TV. And I'm honored to have you. I mean, today is a World Radio Day, and you've been with the Farm Radio International championing the works of agriculture through radio with your partner stations. What more can you tell us on the World Radio Day? How has radio impacted you as an individual, and then where you find yourself as a country director for Farm Radio International?
Thank you very much, and greetings to all your audience this morning. I'm very grateful to be on your platform this morning, and I want to first of all thank the management for taking this opportunity to celebrate the work that radio has done in the life of all of us. I believe that this day marks a very, very important day that we usually celebrate. And the celebration itself is happening on the 13th, next week Friday, 13th of February. We will be having a lot of activities because this year the theme is looking at AI and radio, how we can build trust, how we can ensure that we enhance the work of radio, and also how we can ensure that AI helps both the listener and the radio station. And coming Friday, we will have a lot of activities that I can start talking about. But first of all, I want to say that radio has been very, very innovative. It has been a very, very versatile tool that has withstood the time. Radio has been in existence for so many years, and new technologies have come, but it has been able to converge with all the new technologies that have been introduced. No technology has been able to replace radio. So I want to say that I'm very happy to be part of the work that has been going on in improving radio and making radio more and more relevant to the society, not only to farmers, but to all other users. Our work cuts across from health to education to agriculture and any other livelihood area. We believe that information is key. And one of the ways we can share information, one of the ways we can make sure people receive information at their own place is the use of radio. And I want to appreciate this team for also bringing this topic up this morning.
Quite interesting. I just want to find out what informed the theme for this year's celebration, when it's coming up next Friday.
Thank you very much. So the theme for this year is radio and AI, building trust and reach using AI. And the theme for this year is mainly to for us to understand the importance of AI, because AI, artificial intelligence, has come to stay. It is one of the things that all of us will be using from day to day. However, the question is, do we even know how to use it? Do we have any idea of its importance? How are we helping to make it more and more relevant, one, to the workers within the radio station, and also making it relevant to the listeners? We have various ways of doing things that will make radio and AI work best. That when AI is in, it doesn't mean that radio will go off, but rather there are things that we believe that when, for example, a presenter will use AI to cross-check his facts before presenting, there are things that are there, AI tools that are there, that will help the presenter or the producer to record and then also make the voice and everything that he is playing better. There are ways that you can get voices that you can use during your program without going through all the rigorous steps that we usually go through. Research is more easier now because AI will give you a lot of information. But there are ways that you need to know how to use the AI so that you will not send wrong information, because there is something we call hallucination. If that is not taken care of, you can miss facts with information that is not right. When it comes to listeners, there are so many things that listeners can also benefit from when we talk about AI.
And interesting times are waiting. I can't wait to see those combinations that being together, because it has now arrived with us. But I want to find out, how does radio impact the communities in Ghana and the catchment areas across the length and breadth of Africa, where you've been championing the cause for the people of Africa in terms of agriculture that produce what we eat and what comes from our farmlands?
Thank you very much. I'm sure starting from the land to the seed, planting, harvesting, marketing, consumption, all these aspects require information. It requires best practices. It requires new technology. And one thing that radio is doing and will continue to do is to make this knowledge available one to all. For example, a farmer who wants to start a new farm or even the old farm, first of all, we need to know what the season will be like. What is going to happen this year? We all are here in February. How is March going to be like? And this is where we bring in information from the meteorological agency. They will come and share with us the seasonal calendar, and this is done through radio because they cannot go to every farmer. So they do this on radio, and farmers listen, and they will tell them that the season is going to be like this. The season is going to be like that. And through that, they are able to learn and know what to do, when to plant, how to plant, what time they should expect rain, when they need to apply fertilizer, when they need to apply their chemicals and all that. So radio helps us send information to listeners on what they need to do throughout the year. Again, when it comes to seed, we know that there is a need for seed, or the importance of seed in the life of a farmer is very, very, very great. You can have the best land, have all the rain, but if your seed is bad, you won't get anything. So the radio also has been teaching farmers how they can obtain certified seed, where they can obtain this certified seed from, how it looks like, what shows that this is a certified seed. All this helps in ensuring that we direct farmers to the right seed. And then planting, when to apply fertilizer, how to manage your farm, harvesting, marketing, even consumption. We use radio to also share information about what listeners need to know, how they need to take the food in terms of the different variety that they need to eat so that it will benefit them. So there are so many aspects of the work that radio does in the life of the farmer, the consumer, and also processors, because sometimes we use the radio to also get farmers to know what the industry is looking for, what type of produce are there that they are interested in, and this also helps farmers to produce those type of crops.
Well, but just before I let you go, because I know we'll do a lot of talking tomorrow when we meet up. We're going to do a lot of talking tomorrow. But I want to find out this from you, and I know next week, Friday, we'll be celebrating the World Radio Day. What are some creative ways you think we should celebrate the World Radio Day?
Thank you very much. So the day will start, we are starting with a webinar.
Okay.
And this webinar will bring different people across Africa who have been using AI for communication. So it's not just going to be radio. They use AI for TV, they use AI for newspaper, they use AI for radio. So it's going to be a very, very extensive learning moment for all of us. They are going to share their ideas. They are also going to caution us the myths, the misconceptions about AI. They will also help us to understand how we can use AI better. So the webinar will bring in seasoned professionals who have been very, very good at using AI. And we are going to have a very wonderful time with all of them. There will be an opportunity for us to ask them questions. And again, we are also going to have a master class. A master class is where somebody who has used AI or who has an AI tool and has been teaching people on how to use AI will take his or her time to train all the listeners on how to use that particular tool. And finally, we are also going to outdoor our World Radio Day winner. We Farm Radio have been doing award for George Atkins Award and then Liz Hughes Award. We are going to outdoor all these award winners. And on the same day, we are also launching the AI Hackathon. AI for Radio Hackathon. We will be also launching the AI for Radio Hackathon, where we are looking for people with ideas on how best they can integrate AI for communication. So these are some of the activities that are happening on the day and of the celebration. Thank you.
Mr. Benjamin Forfia, I want to say a big thank you this morning for sharing light with us as preparation is being put together to celebrate the World Radio Day next week.
Thank you.
We'll come back again. We'll be talking with him again at subsequent programming. But this is the man who, when it comes to radio, you can always trust him. When it comes to agriculture, well, the world celebrates the World Radio Day next week, Friday.
Yes.
We want to be the early bird to get to know what is Ghana doing, and you've been able to share with us exactly some of the things that we have to be looking out for. I know you joined the webinar.
Certainly, I will.
I can't wait to see your people. But I have to do one of the talking on it, the AI, how to use the tool. But I'm trying to see how we can design an AI newsroom here for certain hours of the day, so we can get your picture, do the AI, and then you see the reading as well. We see how it goes. But let's continue with our news paper review. We have a conversation. So we've done 2 conversations already. We're waiting for another 3rd major conversation that has to do with the economy. We'll be having that conversation shortly. But let's go straight to continue with our news paper headlines. The review of the papers this morning. We're on is a Metro Lens, right?
Yeah.
Metro Lens, where we said that Amasama High Court reduces Nana Agrade's sentence to 1 year. 1 year, and for me that is a good thing. At least actually that's what I cry.
Yeah.
Wow, film.
So best sound.
And then change to Josephine. You know, Joseph called if you say. I know it was to Josephine.
Mama Pat.
No, there's a friend Mama Pat, a friend of Mama Josephine.
Oh God! But I hope that all the bad things we've heard, she would change from them if indeed they were true, because some of the reports now, and she has a very good platform to preach Christ. Sampala we fi ehonomnoa baby now you know now you bukata niamanwa na sisi a we say wa fenyame o preach Jesus Christ now. She na preach Jesus.
And we in the past.
Now, even presidents no cry, Mr. What things be a but I love Mama Pat.
Oh no,
when I chance on her videos online.
She's just an amazing woman. You can always take her. Sometimes I just chance on her videos, I look at it and just laugh. Even
you laugh. Yeah.
Well, let's move away from Masama Court, and also the JB Dankwa's legacy belongs to Ghana, not a party. But the party also have a right to celebrate.
Yes, the party has a right to celebrate. But it would have been nice if the party, in fact, for all of these people, the state should have some form of program for their celebration or something. If we don't, and the political party feels like they want to do something, at least they should present it to government.
So
because all these people, it becomes a national thing rather than, and I'm not too comfortable with how we tend to brand some of these people like JB Dankwa, so the NPP, Dankwa Buzia tradition, and so it is more of NPP celebration. It's just the NPP that you.
This is a Ghanaian.
It's a Ghanaian. He's part of the Big Six and all of that. So let's celebrate these people well. Let's write the history well, so that we will not distort history. Yeah.
So the next paper is what the Informer.
The Informer. Government's planned airport rename sparks controversy. Comes with a picture of the majority leader, Mahama Yariga. Africa's future lies in unity and strong institutions, not isolation. Mahama. This is similar to something President Barack Obama said when he came to Ghana and addressed our parliament in 2009. Other stories on the front page of the Informer. Sit up or face dismissal in March. That is from the minister in charge of local government and religious affairs to all MMDCs. You should sit up or by March you will be shown the exit. CJ demands action against Chinese galamseyers. That's a good one. And the big story on the front page, Gabi applauds Afenyo Markin and minority for holding government accountable. These are the stories on the front page of the Informer.
Now let's do the Republic Press. The Republic Press says AG under oral pressure denies compromise prosecutions. Brian holds MPP Presidential Elections Committee. Brian hosts the MPP Presidential Election Committee. He hosts them. Mahama urges Africa to break the cycle of dependency. Ghana begins gold refinery. Good news for us. Court. He also has a court order. Oh, I think this is Blair, but Agrada's story is also there. And also some land security fraud where the court remands the imposter, right? So the court reminds the imposters with stories on the Republic Press.
From the Republic Press, let's do the Overseer, the front page. APD 26, Youth Minister calls for empowerment to drive Africa's single market. Comes with a picture of Pablo George Opariado. He is the minister in charge of youth development. Court upholds Mama Agrada's conviction. Please, she's no longer Agrada. She's Mama Evangelist, Mama Pat, Papa, Mrs. Patricia Sherma. Court upholds Nana Agrada's conviction, but cuts 15-year jail term to 1 year. Okai Minta congratulates newly elected 10 executives of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I won't go independent, but I won't be used again. That is according to the Honorable Ken Ejapon. Amina Adams likely to beat Baba Jamal, Mr. L's friend, in NDC Ayawasu East race.
Oh, yeah. I never knew that Jamal became my friend, but my worry has been that why do you leave that high state?
You know,
and come to Ayawasu?
And come and put pressure on yourself.
Oh, I'm in kind of crazy. I'm going to primary now. Baba Jamal own.
Yeah, and whom be young for
no. I doesn't know own winning. No.
But I think the difference between
what you are quit here. Akwetia went to me
winning.
Oof with you. Obey sitting MP1 went to me and
retain.
You. Oh, by Ayawaso. Over Penna Ayawaso. Over the Ayawaso for no way.
Oh, sir, I left at home near you can cry.
What's now? Doom, also on back. Or there, bra. Primaries, no, you see, showdown.
Tuning our bonus swat.
You show enough. You are. Now, all come back to a friend say, Alata Krumania can just say, no, resign the position. Who 10 days off.
Next time.
I know you think about it. So it's something you have to think about it before you do. Because for me, can't get here. I mean, say, Mini, ambassador. Ambassador, oh, you're here. Okay, Mambai and Ayawaso because Mukwe Jimmy opportunity about Otoya. Well, maybe there's some kind of legislator and or that is now. But
when I think of all sometimes I was saying at the core.
I'm not stress.
They will tell you stress. They said stress, every morning people come for school fees.
Cannot go back
to school fees, funeral contribution, and everything.
I'm a constituent number. I'm a cable farm attaching. I'm a consultant. I'm a call. Mini no comment. No comment. When you Viteshka,
I'm Viteshka millions of dollars to contest to become MPs.
Oh, don't. My uncle was they should go away.
Baba Jama, as for me, I can only wish you all the best, but I don't think I want you to win.
You are he won't win.
Oh God.
I also be aware. He won't win. He will.
So the big story.
Now the Auntie Haji Amina.
Amina, yes.
Will represent the husband.
Yes. Yesterday, I think the women from the majority caucus went to her.
Auntie Amina. Me, if I'm in Ayawaso, I will vote.
Baba Jama, oh,
when you're Baba Jama, won't be fair.
Ayawaso, but they've given you a role. Look at all the things. Look, all the things
leverage
between Ghana and Nigeria that you can focus on. You so
guess more when you were forcefully. Egbe primary say na and I go me ake jomama ne here edi e be consistent
maybe the other thing is say ambassador there say president no onye your friends say professional ambassador like foreign affairs officer nti eno no chese say president ne tenure ne end ya
sana onwa
hanti no say no obetina fie but me ko shem sisia wa ayawa so a
o represent on my money ni na
e won Nigeria eno ne emfie nan o nti mama wie na ne obeba no
I know you want to high pedestal also to make it inroads.
No say no say emfie nan or making inroads no kra emfie nan no
making rules not on network ye. The ambassadors be film omo ye niama.
Yeah, that one.
You're not back.
Baby, you're not per parliament.
No. Obi ensi no kwan on primaries.
Your unsa omo ye address omo your excellency. Into their excellency abefa honorable.
It's honorable. Odion person super honorable. Call Ayawa so. Na primaries no obehu smoothness level with them akacho you know one coming ko kamiti Baba Jama kwami enenya ma ta command champagne
we are omo command no 100,000 Ghana cedis the women caucus in parliament
no trouble
to the widow
no trouble ake ye shemukina
yes you reinforce campaign no Baba Jama me dear me I don't want you to win but I wish you all the best.
Oh, you know what?
Obi and when the fifi ko take no. Mafia mo ahefi bo kometo town no efe.
O ko niji
enyo fe.
I also is this one that me I did do campaign give Haji. I don't know her I did do campaign. Make una vote her. We need more women in parliament.
We do.
We should go to parliament. I'm a feminist advocate. Make una vote her.
Yeah.
Oshikenya for primaries and for anya Ajia Amina. Charlie. Because I'm here campaign. I'm here campaign. Unofficial campaign.
Oh,
it's where we oversee.
Final story, revival of toll reduces petroleum costs and boosts Ghana's economy. That is according to President John Dramani Mahama. These are the stories on the front page of the Overseer.
All right, so we do the Ghanaian points this morning. The Ghanaian points are the Vice President urges solutions to rising land compensation cases. It promises no solution. Cocoa farmers are not beggars. Pay them now. Minority to government. African is trapped. President Mahama warns of triple dependency pandemic in Africa. MMDC is who fails to deliver will be sacked by March 2026. Local government minister. Government to soon end export of raw gold. Ato Forsen, the Minister for Finance.
Great.
So those are the stories on the Ghanaian Point.
So from Ghanaian Point, let's do the mother of all newspapers daily graphic. On the front page, nation secures trade lifeline with U.S. AGOA renewal. So AGOA is African Growth and Opportunity Act. It enables sub-Saharan African countries a duty-free access to the U.S. market. President Trump, I think sometime last year, suspended the initiative, but now it is back, and it's good news for Africa. 5 aspirants chase Ayasu East NDC ticket tomorrow. BOG rules out GN Bank license restoration. Oh, I was looking forward to this one. Oh. Anyway, the big story, President moves to stop asset looting, shifts power from executive to parliament. These are the stories on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
All right, so away from the Daily Graphic, we move straight into the Ghanaian Times. Another, folks, the Ghanaian Times says, government secures 3.5 billion investment to boost sector. That is talking about the energy. Yeah, the energy sector with the sector minister, John Jinapor. We have Ghana, Zambia commit to economic cooperation. Agrada to work free in 4 months. Yeah, she'll work free. Mama Josephine.
Back to the ministry.
Back to the ministry.
Yeah. Support credit you to and Agrada normal.
Well, so you saw the story we did on the grave. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to tell you about it. There is some development.
Yeah. It means that the authorities were listening to the morning focus on BNTV.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see that
action has been taken.
Yeah. And then finalities. So they suspend
public barrier. But the indigenes can still, with some guidelines,
they can still go bury there. So and the Ghanaian Times have that story on the front page, and to me, that's a good one.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's applaud the MC. Yes,
for listening and also taking the action.
Did his investigation, acted swiftly. This is what we want to see. All MCs, say a minister Kasham that up to match. If you don't sit up,
is it Kawana Nibi and Wabake?
Yeah,
can you chew him? Na shwebwe nini ntabie egba na ba bo na de ba weku enu ahwe party
the future political ambitions
ogbele agebo lazy lazy and achewa ka gbene ka na age lazy boat MC lazy boat age achebo lazy. But I'm so excited. We sat here, we talked about this, we had a conversation with the chief servant of the Chamber of Mine, who also has been
a victim
to this issue that happened, and also share his thoughts with us. And then we asked that the assembly take the action, which they have done. So we say thank you, MCE and the team, for making sure that this suspension has happened at the Osu Cemetery.
And by the power vested in me, I exempt the MC for Kote from any reshuffle suspension by this singular act.
By this singular act. Yeah, by this singular act.
Yeah. We commend you.
By this singular act. You are cool to go.
Yeah.
And you will stay,
You stay.
We'll do more work.
Those who don't work will come after you. Ghana must work.
We reset it.
MC grounds. I love what the Greater Accra minister did. I think she was in one of the districts in Accra, and she told the MC in the face, "Ejuma no, in your face now. Ejuma ne I mean, that is how we do it, because President Dija Eguniche, senior minister of local government or one name, just a President Dija Guniche, your people are not working. Into also transfer mamu.
The point is, we sat here and I spoke about the Greater Accra regional minister telling MMDC is to make sure, or he gave us 100 days that we'll see the streets in Accra lit, which I did not see. So I carried the story, and I had engineer Ashite Ama joining us here to throw more light as to how street lights are given out, because he was a former person in some position.
Okay.
So he's privy to what happens. As to who follows to the latter to make sure that the things get to where it has to get to, and then the street will be lit, whether it goes or not, because every day, every week, something moves out. You know that by the next 24 hours, streets in Accra start lit. Say, huh?
Good one.
People, you like pressure.
You like pressure. Pressure and say a bit more.
Understand you people.
Yeah.
Simple thing. You see, life is simple. But we always make life complex.
Yeah.
I don't understand us.
Yeah.
I always say that problem, as we are coming this morning, problem today is Friday. He's in this kente, sitting under a tree and is taking his pipe.
Yeah.
If you don't go and touch trouble,
trouble will not come.
Trouble will not come and worry you.
Yeah.
But you always win them. You see, baby, and
Papa, and
why? You are sitting there, you go and take the things.
You go and lobby. Mr. Who lobby man for lobby to become MCs? Into who lobby back on now person obet no office. Near Bo and Samra, MC in Ebano. No to car.
Faction the bay here be a bit. Yeah. In your boys, bodyguard.
Yeah.
They are following.
Yeah.
That is not the work.
Yeah. The work they do.
You see, I grow any
form.
Okay? Team move for. Baby MC, DC. When him the America show. One no more developmental.
Omo bohobium.
Omo no more represent a buying ever. Dronona motesu.
Bohobium.
It is a BB enko year. Enye MP.
Enye MP no. MC no. Ofa no banyo wiega.
Ni oka mu hold them responsible. Omo akuntebu sika ba wo nsem or some to move a contact.
Lorry station, you taxes, market, for receipt or Mojiji.
Over to me, could be some. Also, on Mount Tower.
Yeah,
you have every right as a person at work constituency on. Also, was at 2 million. So, officer, it could be some same or some as a brother, or say a hot sick. Now, hot Bola no or see ye free. Gotcha more see ye free. Run a fufu or na emma mosquitoes a queen. Malaria Ghana.
Street lights are says
malaria a queen. Typhoid a queen.
Cholera
queen. Ada ye fee. There be ye fee. It is sa MC ni DC no no. So motion on to me ye juma. Muere. Demonstrating tiano. And ye. And then the boys. They make a supi. And yet MP na ya kwan MP we call lobby ama the council.
Yeah.
People so shares are kwan na be cost no MC no. It is a woman nya kwan na nya MP no the twa kwan ya na dey make kire mo si the so pose gam. A stamp so. Nke MC ke DC is any onye. Heni nya yo amaji mani na ba kwani fale. Aba eni nye yo ni bi ni nye ba hia kaji aba ji gates ni aba hu aba kwa ke area mi efe fine MC ke DC ni kane na ego like mini street lights chuni dan we are electricity achieve 1% ake rural electrification street light why the more responsible JMC MPA anya lobby ake akucho name wo hia library wo hia ne wo hia school chi MC kadisi amenu twmo ne sana mekwa ake na kan ni biye ni nya hia ye akucho ne ye yo me abafe you hold am responsible nya kwa naka ye 5 cd 10 cd ni ba afebo what will it do for you nya kwa the bigger picture beka be ame future nye kwano pick up picture j biane no wokwa na ke biane no behavior wokwa the bigger picture beyond toleni wo yo me bia no fia na chake ni Ghana Africa ni wo fe won tawo ya no ko ya no ni hospitals ke mini na ehie assemblyman MC DC eye wasede onu twumoni no kwake no fia no baya no find the constituency security near responsibility. That is why we have regional and district security committees,
Yeah.
RESEC, DISEC.
Yeah.
Amama kwe. Jua bibi ni ya no. Ni achimona. Omomo ni nama edi to trust them. No se omo hwe na ye de ninyin. Omo no so omo ye chairman no.
Yeah.
For the regional,
district security council.
Committees na one. Woman no it is someone so responsible. Enye MP no. Dem catch mu. It's a Friday, a freestyle. And then my to me go my share me blue. And then we share that part, we share blue better. So na be meet me no akasa. No, we
kasa ide hu ya ba. Ye tu ejamo ekrafo na etu ejamo so. Ti memufo no so a ye kasa memende koyi gatem. Now they all share them, now they all be una wo na wo peska. Now wo be o store, now wo ton na. So na ye say ye koyi gatem. Wo su tie bi.
I get first week of every
month,
the first Saturday. Aba kwake Penny wo yo, penny wo tun ni
ni ji wo otine ya ye koye.
God test can be abajin. Fan. Kai agbele o shop. No yake boy o me ye hia ka na. Je ngana ni ojibo.
So no so na ye fin pa si obia. Yeah. I mean, yeah, see a camp.
That's why many crow for the Quran. Na ye tutum crow for shop. Oh, brother there. Yes, a copra.
Yes, a copra. You got an ya na ye finu ya so na ebese yim nso ye kase ye nko yim a na se dem also who complain say na gata nka ho na nko yim.
I get war. The first Saturday is a national cleanup day. Sanitation day, Ghana National Sanitation Day, every first Saturday of the month. Engineer Giaco, Mumpie. Mun to store no kakra. How many will store no could be in the sound of Bana? And a banner will be no. Kakana waton chum, Koboa, Praho, Boa, Nagana Nev, Krabeshe, Kebu, few a worker, Wenga. We are too near few, no back billing. Oh no. Car locking and I charging and no yes more. Oh, sometimes the mental was. Me think enough was
easy.
Oh, gotta be one.
But it's a good conversation, Mr. L. Na me the way so can say. On say district na emu no. Schools ni bi nyade.
Oh,
nti ya no now the KPIs aba. Regional Director for Education and District Director for Education. Ni apam nti wo District Director for Education, Regional Director say on pay below 50% was school BMU. Until now, also District Director no, also feja good headmaster ni chem. Side teacher for na omu kwejuma, teacher for okoboni business on kwejuma obekona classroom no da ho, lesson time teacher ni ho. Also headmaster, feja good headmaster ni chem. Say me pay below any 50%, bia me pay dini EFBR or results ni. Na headmaster so faja and good teacher ni chem. You see, when we put some of these measures in place, we give people clear KPIs. You know that you are supposed to meet this target. People will deliver. But no accountability, no KPIs. They are not accounting for what they do. OBIN or PBR or bedroom. We won't get the results. But if the teachers know that nobody should get a D in my subject in this school, that is what the best schools do. Schools now from category A, no, any magic. Teacher ni no what school am call onu was omu ina ko the same school. College corner na train omo. So why is it that when they are in the category A schools they do well? Then when they come to the other schools they are not doing well? Because you can't do what you like. What means that they presect now sorry out if you own school. How dare you? Who are you? The Presbyterian Church will not agree. The headmaster there will not agree. So when we learn from some of these things, we pick some of these things that are working in category A schools and implement them in the B, in the C, in the D schools. We will change all these schools. But if we allow them, school, headmaster, on teacher, class, headmaster, assistant headmaster in charge of academics, on teacher for better, dear teacher, no, so, or beba, or omba,
or no, of our.
On faho obi enso headmaster no ne ba o presect ne ba o a disco
na when
so no
say apart from Xavier Van said, there are people who has who teach in particular maybe for monetary reasons. They are Nibenise school.
Nibenise school.
I know school for.
Oh, school for from.
But are you committed? Oh, Ejumana or you know? Also there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Assembly year can everyday life.
Everyday life, oh.
And yes, sir.
Yeah.
You be a what a
everyday life.
But there's something I saw on graphic. About US and Comodia. We go to graphic. I mean that some big things on the graphic. The president moved to stop asset looting. Shifts power from executive to parliament. So now there's something people have not noticed about the story. You know, Kufuor was during his tenure was pushing that there's so much power with the executive.
In the executive.
We need to shift some power
to the
parliament and create another chamber, upper
chamber,
just like the UK one, so that excessiveness. So if you look at this, is that now the president is shifting the power from the executive to parliament. So if parliament agree,
there's a law.
What can you do about it?
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it. But this is one of the things that Ashimi. Okay, 5 aspirant change Ayawaso is this NDC tickets tomorrow. I know they're macheni po. But BOG rules out.
Oh, Mr. L, I was really looking forward to the restoration of the license for GN Bank. Yeah, I was really looking forward to.
What has made me sad.
Yeah.
Dr. Indum.
Dr. Indum. Not too good. I thought
there's nothing impossible. What about push? What about solid?
Possible. I want to read the reasons.
The reason.
Yeah, the BOG.
Because for the BOG to say no, it means that no koyemi. It means that no koyemi. It means that the previous administration did not do something bad then.
Yeah.
No koyemi. Well, we'll get to the bottom of this matter, but let's continue with the few papers. We're still expecting Prince Sefa, Ofosu Sefa, to join us on set very soon. He'll be here with us, and then we continue with the conversation. But we're done with the Ghanaian Times, right?
Yes, so Daily Guide. Daily Guide, MPs clash over 24-hour economy authority bill. Comes with a picture of Honorable Sticker. Yesterday I was asking you, say, in the Sticker, you remember? He's always happy, always. Oh, Sticker, I love you, man. Honorable Stephen Namwa, yesterday the minority was majority for no. He said even his candidate lost in his
constituency. I was shocked.
But you know, he's a free-spirited man.
Yeah,
when they went to Dr. Baumia's residence, the way he hugged Dr. Baumia and all of that.
As a she's.
Oh no, I saw she anymore.
That's the point. Is that you?
Oh, Charlie. Obviously, yes, anymore. Yeah, no one.
Level we've not got into as
exactly,
a country,
exactly.
Where we should know that it's a contest.
It's a contest of ideas.
Ideas. At the end of the day, the person who is able to sell
his ideas well is the one who wins. Yeah.
So however you see it, it is over. And we need to get to the level where when the election ends, every billboard should be pulled
down,
which is in our law.
Yeah.
But you make that billboard a basic wants another election, which is wrong.
Yeah.
And assemblies are supposed to see to it.
Assemblies.
That all those billboards has been taken off our streets.
Yeah.
And that is what unites us.
Yeah. Ebi crowd there, omo de tally, omo de poster near there, SC road signs, omo de block.
Road furniture, no.
Oh, road sign now say guided driver no, yeah, the political way I come boss.
You mwadi.
Asemo.
No, you won't faswa a road furniture. And Marcus said road furniture is here. Obi knew what it means by a road
furniture.
The curves you see, the markings you see, the road signs you see, the pillars they put there, the speed ramps, all this forms the road furniture.
Yeah.
Road furniture.
The guardrails and all of that.
A guide, yeah. We are quite. I did really it is so a money affair. A tram markings, block, straight, stretch cross, zebra, a fair road furniture. Why? All road markings, caps, Yamane, yes, and Mamma 5 years oh, yes, Ramo. Obi Graham who speed ramps. We want in a name chain a year or say on a chop bow. And your chop bow.
Is the L?
Yes.
Was it on a deal?
Chop bow. Yeah.
Anyway, so sticker I'm said this should be honorable Adongo. On picture daily guide front page. Court slashes Agrada 15-year jail term to 12 months.
Yeah, kind of 4 months.
Kind of 4 months.
Mama Josephine. Mama Josephine.
Yeah.
It's also on your Mama part. Because Joseph called prison.
Prison no aba.
No aba. And obey think about it. So what
Crusade tinchete bi obe.
Hey, this
Accra obe woso Accra.
This is Genesis.
Agra 1. NIB.
You can't be in Ghana and get bored.
Oh no, this country. Beautiful. I do need data. Oh, data.
Beautiful country. Social media bank, I won't say Ghana.
Oh, oh God. Anyway, so the other stories here. NIB, I think National Investigating Bureau, questions ex-NEIP boss over scholarship for sale claims, and the big story: NPP VIP talks premature. That is according to Abu Jinapo.
That's what I said yesterday here.
It's too early. Too early.
More building, more rebuilding.
Yeah.
Before you think, after cry.
Yeah.
No. It shouldn't come into the.
You know, Honorable Afunimakin said something. It was very interesting. I said now that they've elected a flag bearer, he should guide the direction of the party. Because now they have the first year, they didn't have a direction. They were just doing their own things. I don't know if you heard something like that.
I listened to him.
Yeah.
And I think he has a point.
Yeah, he has a point.
After that tsunami, or I don't know whether to call it Hurricane MPP or Hurricane NDC. Because they approach it. You have a name.
A name.
We have a family. We call you good trap. Ni efite ni bia ha le atweku Madeleine atweku Melissa in the non MPP and le ga ba hurricane or tsunami and in league ben o ga le ko egbe fe bo ba allo micro whatever micro tsunami whichever it is. It's an ametashi na me plan bi ane am a better direction she be an amena leader or be an led sani Adre, they were about faith. So that they can have a direction. Talk about the unity. Again, yesterday I gave 7 points that they need to follow. That will help them. Because one, you need to gain the trust of the
people, as Oponkuma said.
And gain the trust of your own grassroots.
Yeah.
Because you made them to disbelieve.
Yeah.
Some of the things you say you will do. So some of them cross their head. There are people who will not vote for NDC.
Yeah.
So they won't vote. They won't vote at all.
They won't vote at all.
There are people who are in NDC who will not vote for the MPP.
Yes.
So if the MDC is
messing up, they won't vote. For them 2016.
That is what they do.
Yeah.
So it tells you that the Ghanaian is now discerning.
Yeah.
You can't take them for granted.
Yeah.
So now go win the heart of your own people
first.
That your 6.2 million.
They are grieved ones.
They are going and win them back.
Yeah.
Then you can talk about the in-between.
Yeah.
Winning the people who decide. The plus one.
And that is where you said, and I want to repeat, the loose talkers should take the maximum.
This is not a time to be doing it's not for a second. No, the late Kofi Wayo, Ututu Tata, Bibi Dada. No, put them. They are not engineers. They are watchmen. Those who say they go and see somewhere. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
That's a key thing. Before you start talking about the second whatever, when you're in their concert, when you say, go.
Unya troche pe ndi neba first. Or you're popular bruta. Or you're popular.
Chairman.
Or say hey chairman. Unim chairman for you say. My namesake.
No, me so me a
chairman. Chairman maumu na oho. Chairman akuku dam. In fact, Ghana akwanye.
Ya ji chairman kwayet na.
Nso ye start go chess si ape. Edi e ba no. Enye chairman enye eyifo che. Eye chairman wontumi. Wontumi na ni din ba. What are you talking about?
Ka ohie general chairman mosquito. No a woman no have chairman. Back people.
Otro chair. Chairman mosquito ni
well fun
enye ni din na eba
ye go general
ye kan ya unya troche pe
ya fe go
ye ni din ba no the one whose name appears is chairman untimi chairman
Bernard ke ya ni oya go general
national chairman omumpo ye bedi
okay
ye bedi and will bring Dr. Bawumia to power.
Okay,
yeah.
It
is stronger than apartheid.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's Friday, man.
It's a free Friday. Free range. Interesting time. But remember, share your thoughts with us 053-715-8638. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can join us, share your thoughts on all the conversation we have. We're still expecting the former GIIF Chief Executive, Sefa Ofosu, to join us. He will be coming. So finish with the daily guide. Another way.
Yeah, maybe a daily
guide. Okay, then let me do the daily gist. The daily gist says Bawumia storms UK after landslide victory. And you're bad. Yeah. OSP shops for evidence in MPA fraud case. Oko shopping. Only Speaker office ran 24-hour economic shifts. Minority rejects 24-hour economic bill. Whips for cocoa farmers. Upon Nkrumah question 3.8 inflation rates. No backdoor deal with oral suspect. Attorney General. We want
to see results. We want to see results.
Yeah, we want to see those results. Are the stories on the front page of the Daily Gist.
From Daily Gist, let's do the Chronicle. The Chronicle. Majority minority split over 24-hour economy. And as Mr. L just said, Abu Jinapo says it is only the Speaker's office that runs 24-hour economy.
Oh, we'll get that. Can you hear him? Mr. Speaker.
MCR, please get us this.
And then he said, even that one is not 24
Even that one is not 24 hours.
It's a 3 shifts. Oh,
interesting.
I love my country.
Yeah. We're Ghana.
There's no place like that. No place.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting on set. I didn't know that I was here singing. And I have my boys in the MCR. Not only they were recording me.
Hey.
And then when they finished,
they sent it to you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought they were said. I was lying down and now I set my phone to play music. Then I heard myself say, I went to check. I said, oh, so Ipo, is that what you've been doing today? I'll get them today. They will have to answer me.
They recorded you.
Why they recorded me when I was singing, my waist is singing. I'll get them today.
So the Chronicle, reset agenda must prioritize Ghanaian-led value addition. Jomo Sapon. Pay cocoa farmers now. That is according to the minority, and we are all adding our voices to it. Please do what it takes to pay the cocoa farmers of all their arrears. The big story on the front page of the Chronicle: Mohammed's government has betrayed Voltarians. That is according to Afenyo Makin, and his yelling over attempt to rename Kotoka International Airport. Comes with a picture of he himself, the Honorable Afenyo Makin, Samuel Okujeto, a black one, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Bernard Ahiafo, First Deputy Speaker and the MP for one of the Ton constituencies, and then Saudi MP Nelson Roxen Kwame Eche Dafiamekpo.
This agenda I know.
Sa political with tribal, this no go wash. Mr. El, let me ask one question. Right. Sometimes the people, they know what they are doing. Also, because they know some people. In the first place, was the airport renamed after Kotoka because he's an Ewe? That is the question you have to ask. So tribe has nothing, absolutely nothing. And you say some of these things, it is with the Ewes who can talk about it. This is nothing about, maybe Mr. El Kokomeka say he's doing, so let me, I'm an Ewe. I'm saying that this is not a logical call in any way. First thing, the airport was not renamed after Kotoka because he is an Ewe. That was not the reason. So why do you think that now we want to rename the thing because it's an Ewe? So what kind of logic is this one?
The airport runabout has not been named after anybody.
So it should be named after him.
You can make Kotoka runabout.
No, he doesn't deserve it.
If that is because this agenda with us 4 pictures, no,
he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it.
Let's go to the Cocoa.
We have Evers who have done great stuff. Ephraim Amumo, we should be naming things after them, not people who put the gun to overthrow government. Let's stop that.
Ephraim Amumo. I want to remember my Ewe.
You know, this caller.
I would love that.
Minority leaders, Jaisa. If you have any other argument, raise it. But to be pulling the tribal and the regional kind of thing, the airport wasn't named after him because he's an Ewe. That is not the reason it was named after him.
It was named after him just to remind us of trying to resist the coup against him.
That is it.
That was why, and that was where he was shot.
Yeah.
So that was why the name was given Kotoka.
And
the name used to be Accra International Airport. That was in 1958 when it was first opened.
Yeah.
It continued to 69 when the name was changed to Kotoka. So if we are bringing it back to Accra, Minga, no problem.
Yeah.
Whether it is a call, whatever. What I need to do is to have a place where I can go through the flights and fly airborne. We are 3,000 feet above sea level. Buckle your seatbelt. Take me away. That's all. You finished?
Yeah.
You finished?
I'm done.
Oh, have you done Cocoa Farmers now?
Yeah. I even added our voices to it. Not just the minority. We are all adding our voices to it.
You have to pay them.
You have to pay them.
But no, they've given some explanation, which yesterday I chanced upon explanation. They didn't even for the news this one. That has to do with they didn't get the syndicated money. So they asked the produce company to buy.
Okay.
So the produce company buy with the intention of government paying for it. But government has done 3 trenches. So I think it's not all cocoa farmers. So it's the produce buyers now who have received some money but have not been able to check. And that is according to the
explanation
directly.
Okay.
We'll follow through it and see whether what they're also telling us the truth.
I think one of these days you should try and get someone from Cocoa Board.
I'm trying to get the former PRO.
He's been speaking. He said there was some serious grudge between the CEO and then the
board.
Yes.
That thing too is there. So I sent a message to Randy last night because I don't want to get this guy alone. I want to get the two.
Hey, two need the how?
I want to see how come.
Because even on the phone interview, both of them, one day it was no easy.
That is what I'm going to do. I'll put the two of them so that we'll see who is telling
the truth. Okay.
But the truth
won't be bad. Yeah, I mean, when send me them, I need Gisania, man.
Now let's go to the news center. That's be our final newspaper for the morning. And this says Margins is one stop ID partner. Gambia's Interior Minister confirms after office and factory tour, one stop ID partner. Margins have been in this. Kevin Archery Foundation supports 37 military patients. Cocoa Board owes LBCs 10 billion amidst power struggle minority. MTN Ghana strives and shine, partner to boost youth digital skills. Licobac calls for emergency funds to buy locked up cocoa. Right? Because there are a lot of cocoa beans that have not been bought.
Yeah.
Just there and people are crying.
The one they sold, they've not got the money.
They've not got the money, so they are keeping their thing.
Yeah.
Charlie, more boy.
Yeah.
I think that a solution needs to be proposed to run this thing down. So those are the newspaper and its headline. Now, the story I was talking to you about has to do with the president calling on. I mean, those are the story I was interested in. The president moves to stop asset looting, shifts power from executive to parliament. And this suggests the president is proposing a legislative change to curb the asset misuse by transferring authority to parliament. So this is what government is looking at doing. The president is looking at, because if you look at the news, the Daily Graphic, it says, president moves to stop asset looting, shift power from executive to parliament. Now, if you go deep inside the story, the suggestion is that the president is proposing a legislative change to curb the asset misuse by transferring authority to parliament. The second read story is the nation secures trade line, a lifeline with U.S. Agua Renewal, which is good. BOG rules out GN Bank license restoration. I want to get into that particular thing to understand why. But if you look at the story on the newspaper, the president is proposing a change to shift power from executive to parliament amidst the curbing looting, but no specific details about the conviction or the individuals involved in those things. Remember, power shifting from executive to parliament will help because the president proposed that a seek parliamentary approval for public land sales and leases is a step towards transparency and also checks on executive authority. That is what the government is looking at doing. Now, the implication of this shift is that Parliament will have greater control over executive decision, thereby reducing the potential abuses of power by the executive. It increases transparency. When you do that, it means that the parliament will approve for major transaction that will promote openness in governance. And so that's also another thing. If you look at the story on the graphic, then accountability also comes to play, where executive actions will subject to legislative scrutiny, promoting responsible governance. And checks on the executive dominance will also be broken because the shift will address concerns about Ghana's impartial presidency and also promote balance of power. So I think the decision will increase parliamentary involvement. That will also lead to delays in executive action and some other things. And also, the constitution may need amendment on this score to effectively implement this power shift. So I think the amendment that is ongoing, everybody should get it. But people should be interested in it. I tried to get Oliver, but maybe Monday, either in studio or on phone, as to why Ghanaians must support the constitutional review. So that certain aspect like this, which we need to look at. Another story that interests me is the Agua.
Yes, just before you do Agua, the Honorable Okudzeto-Ablakwa started this conversation
on the shifting of the executive.
Yes,
right?
so he was proposing a bill to prevent government appointees and politically exposed persons from acquiring state assets.
Very important.
Yes, so I think this is in line with that. If there is a policy that forbids any government appointee or politically exposed persons, i.e. appointees' spouses, appointees' cousins, appointees' brothers, appointees' girlfriends. Yeah. Oh. So that is where the people who the registrar department and people who register companies, they must do due diligence before registering, because if Mr. L, somebody comes with a certain name, oh God, human beings will always find a way to, but we must tighten all
you see, you can't write it off, but you can minimize.
You can minimize it. Exactly. We can minimize it.
But the quantum involves
but please, I think we need this legislation. If you are a member of parliament, if you are serving as a minister, if you are the minister's brother, any politically exposed person cannot acquire state assets, because some of the reports we had under the former administration, where people were buying lands at cantonments at cheap prices, people were acquiring state vehicles at unimaginable prices. And these things destroy, our economy. Some what's the name? Some lands that people acquire in the capital, outside the capital. Some MPs were exposed on live TV discussion and stuff. I think if we have a legislation like this, it will really help. So it is good that they are shifting the thing from the executive to the parliament. For parliament, all you need to do is to make the law. President assents to it. That is it. It becomes a law. No government appointee can acquire a state property. Because you see MC na MC na ato. Friends, a minister no use nanka or also jana the next person will come and use so so they are selling it. Not on ato. This law will prevent all these things from happening. So I think this is a good call. It shouldn't just be a call. Then it will still be a conversation, just as the constitutional review has just been a conversation. I think we should establish this. It becomes a law that if you are a government appointee or a politically exposed person, you cannot acquire state assets. It will really help us.
Well, you cannot acquire state assets, and he believes it will really, really help us. Well, we will be turning around, but to support the power shift from executive to parliament in Ghana, several constitutional reforms have been proposed by the Constitutional Review Committee. This would strengthen parliament oversight role and reduce conflict of interest, remove MPs from ministerial appointment. That is one of the things that have been called for. Cap ministers at 57. And this aims to reduce fiscal waste and patronage politics.
Yeah.
Make ministerial consensus binding. I mean, a consensus minister must be dismissed, enhancing accountability. Extended, I mean, those one are some of the lower tiers we'll be looking at. But we're going for a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by our guests in the studios, and then we're going to have more conversations. So stay with us. All right, so welcome back from the quick break. You're still live on the Morning Focus, the National Policy Focus. That promised earlier, we're bringing you another big conversation. Today, Friday, we've had 2 conversations earlier already. So there's a final one for the morning that we can go to the phone line, get interactive. But I can also share your thoughts with us on 0537158638, 0537158638 is the numbers. You can share your thoughts with us with regards to all the conversation we've had so far from 6 till now. Another guest joining us is Prince Ofosu Safa, the former CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications, joining us in studio. Remember, this agency was established in 2004 under the Ministry of Communications to promote universal access to electronic communication services in Ghana, especially in underserved and also unserved communities. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Getting you is not easy, right?
It's, I think we just
keep doing the back and forth.
It was just scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
I really tried.
I understand.
But hopefully, this being my first time, I'm hoping that
it will be a continuation.
Yeah, exactly. We have some conversations sometimes. Whenever
not sometimes.
We have the opportunity.
We have the opportunity.
Regularly.
All
right.
We're having more conversations.
I am optimistic.
Great. I look forward to that because there's a lot of things we can look at. There's a lot of talks we can do.
Yes.
Where it will help us as a nation going forward. I believe that if we have more conversation with regards to what we want to do as a people, it goes a long way to help us. And this morning, he loves to talk about the economy.
Sure.
He loves to talk about finances.
Sure.
And I want to piece 2 things together.
Okay.
The first has to do, there was a story that came that Ghana's gold for reserve has dropped.
Yeah.
As of December, from the 30.5 grams to 18.
Yeah.
Meaning about 22 grams is off.
Yeah.
And then if we see cushioning the economy, we pumped about $10 billion to be able to hold the city as to where it is. I keep asking my question, is this sustainable? Can we do it? How possible? So it means that how did we come by this number of gold reserves dropping from that level to 18?
Yeah, so again, greetings to all your viewers once again. I'm very happy to be here for the first time. And
it's good to have you here.
Yes, I look forward to, I've seen your show a couple of times. I called in before and I found that it was very enlightening. And that's one reason why I'm excited to be a part of it.
Thank you so much.
You see, so this came as a surprise, maybe a shock to some of us. Because not more than even a month ago, I was under, and I even attended a lecture, a presentation by one of the leading financial experts in the academia, maybe just 6 weeks ago. And that whole presentation talked about the gold reserves we had, which was roughly 37 tons, metric tons at the time. I think metric ton is about 3,000, last time I checked, was it 35762 or so ounces? So maybe our brother here can refresh my memory on that. So 1 metric ton is a lot of ounces of gold, thousands. And we had 37 of these that had been built up. It was something that started, we had reserves of more than 8 metric tons since the 60s. And then gold prices and other things had led to a bit of a freeze in that program for decades. We were not doing it because gold prices weren't really rising at a very fast rate and all that. I suspect that was the main reason why that kind of program didn't continue. In the US even, they had what they called gold standard. And it used to be one of the key things that the central banks used to back their currency. They minimized that and moved on to more of a paper-based and note-based currency and other factors to make sure that people had confidence in the currency. So fast forward to 2021, and we realized that under the Nana Addo government, all right, led by the vice president, that was one of the key initiatives that he came up with, that a return to the gold purchasing program would be very strategic for Ghana. I'm sure a lot of things went into it in terms of the path that gold pricing was taking and all that. So with that foresight, and then also to minimize how much demand we have for the dollar itself, which at the time was beginning to show some volatility and an upward swing in terms of the exchange rate. So 2021, a pilot was started through the government's direction by the Bank of Ghana. And then I think by the next year, a full-fledged implementation was in place. So between 2022 and 2024, the reserves were rebuilt and moved up. So by the time the MPP government left office, we had added about 22,
okay, so
roughly 22 tons of gold.
Let me do this
That's fine.
On the dashboard for the sake of my
audience.
My audience. So, okay, so this will give you the external sector development cumulative.
Okay.
In terms of the US dollars.
Sure.
With the figures and then the portfolios.
Right.
Used. But let me come to where you were first in terms of the reserves.
The reserves.
So we can appreciate the work being done with the reserves. Okay.
Right.
So this is Ghana's gold reserve trend. That is the Saints independence. Right. So that is from 1957
to 2023
to April 2023, we had 8.78 tons of reserves since independence.
Yes.
Then in May to December 2023, we went up from 8.78 to 19.5 tons. That is plus 122.1%. We're able to increase.
Yeah.
Then January 2024, January to December, we increased by plus 56.6%,
right on,
which gave us 30.53 tons. That is the IPS Ghana Reserve Desk. This is where this graph is from.
Yeah.
So, but as of January to December 2025, we declined by minus 39.1%. That is 18.6 tons. So my question now is, how did we get here?
Yeah,
what happened?
So the government inherited, as you can see, roughly 31 tons of gold at handover, the current government. And then as far as we were informed, they added about 6 to that.
Okay.
And so at some point, until in and around October, November, we were all under the assumption that about 6 tons have been added. And it was true, all right? Because if you look at even the math of what was sold, you see that some were added before it went down. So it came as a surprise when the BOG released its report recently, and then we saw that what we thought was 37, and some of us communicating out there were all saying we have about 37 tons, was actually had gone back down to 18, 19. All right, so currently, per the information we have about 19 metric tons of gold in reserves. Okay, so the sale to me is what is of concern. I've done some calculation. I've got some report that said that the gold was sold at an average of $3,900 per ounce. I did my own calculation, and it seemed to be more around 4,100. So somewhere around 4,000 is what per ounce was what the gold was sold at.
So about 22 plus tonnage was sold out.
Yes. Okay. All right. And per the previous slide you had, the one that had the full statement, all right, about $2.6 billion was what was realized for that gold. When you do the calculation for that, okay, you realize that you would get that sale price of give or take $4,000 per ounce. And one has to ask, why did they sell it? All right, the official information we have is that they sold it because best practice said that they should rebalance the amount of holdings that we have. That's what the governor has told us so far. But I'm surprised because somewhere around the last quarter of last year, even I myself checked. And the forecast for gold, I checked the forecast, and they were all saying that gold would be 5,000. Some forecasts had gold going all the way up to 7,000. And these are not just from one source, from very reputable organizations that deal with this thing. So I think Parliament needs to look at this very carefully. Why would they sell the gold at give or take $4,000 if forecasts are all saying that we would get 5,000 or more?
And then maybe there was a need for us to sell.
No, there is no need, because at least that we can see. Because if you look at our import cover, which is our foreign exchange reserves, okay, what was left by the last government was around $9 billion. And that $9 billion, which currently sits at about $14 billion, okay, has rather grown. And in fact, if you look at the windfall that we've had, because gold went all the way up to $5,500 last month. That was the peak. It's now back to about 5,000. So on what basis did they need the money? Why?
Maybe they need the money for other stuff.
They need the money for where? The reserves are there. The import cover. There is no statement that has shown that that money was needed. This needs to be probed by Parliament. You know, because you have enough reserves. The reserves had naturally or organically had grown
to 14.
To 14. You take out the 2.6 that was added from the gold sale. From that. And what is the amount? The balance will be about 11.4. So 11.4 is what had naturally been built up. And you know, the reserves grow based on the inflows and outflows, right? So the inflows from exports, already we were having a windfall from the gold price increases, which has gone from $2,300 an ounce to, as we said, at some point this year, even up to 5,500. So more than doubled. So when gold is increasing at that rate, okay, and our imports are now less than our exports, then the government's foreign exchange reserves are going to grow naturally. And they did grow, at least up to 11.4 billion, as I was just letting you know. So if the reserves grew to 11.4 on its own, right? Why do we need to add? And coming up initially when I heard about the rebalancing, and the fact that about 40% of our reserves were in the gold, okay, and that was overweight, according to the governor, all right? If it's overweight and it's not best practice, fine, I can possibly accept that. That hasn't been fully explained as to who, because he said that, he mentioned that when we compare ourselves to our peers, because there are central banks around the world which hold way more gold reserves than Ghana. So when he says peers, people are asking who are these peers that he compared us to? One. And two, even if it was best practice for us to liquidate that amount of gold which somebody else built for Ghana, okay, we have to make sure that at least we get an optimal price for it. And if forecasts are all showing that gold was forecasted to get to 5,000, some have it up to 7,000.
Yeah, so
why will you sell it at 4,000?
Right,
I don't understand.
So currently, as of today, gold prices is 4,866.51 per ounce. Well, that is about 1.8% increase today.
It sounds like they have cost the state serious money. Per some calculations, Ghana has lost $800 million from the sale. It's a serious issue. And I believe this needs to be reviewed thoroughly.
Now, how would this reduction in gold reserves affect our economy?
You see, our future is in many ways connected to this. Countries go through periods of boom and then periods of challenges. Okay? Right now, the stars have aligned for us in many ways. But if we take cocoa as an example, cocoa in October last year, when I last took a closer look, was selling at $8,400 a ton last year. Okay? That's October. Today, it's around $4,000.
Even today is $5,040.
It's shot up very recently. Okay. But it went down significantly more not long ago to about $4,000.
It went down to $3,100 per.
3-1. Okay. Thank you so much.
That's increased to $5,000.
All right. The last time I checked, it was around $4,000. So as you see, these things are volatile, right? From $8,400 a ton, right? It went down to $3,100, as you mentioned, and now it's at $5,400.
$5,040.
40. So just about 5,000. So you see how volatile this thing can be. And that's why we need to be very mindful of making sure that we pay attention to the expert forecasts. We make prudent decisions on hedging or sale to make sure that we don't lose money needlessly, because all those monies are going to be needed. When this gold windfall took place, as I mentioned, just by handover time, gold was around 2,300. Yeah. And today it's more than double that. Okay? We have been fortunate. But that is when care must be taken the most. The government has pumped in the equivalent of over $11 billion into propping up our currency against the dollar. And look at where we are. Today, the cedi, which has been intervened with, the dollar, which has been intervened with, all right, today, is also having other impacts on exports, farmers, cocoa prices. You see, so every policy direction that we take has its own opportunity cost. And that's all we have been talking about the whole time when government started the aggressive intervention. The difference between what this government is doing and what the previous one did was that the previous one, which came up with the gold purchasing program, was also intervening. But it was a lot more controlled. Averagely, from all the information I saw, they were putting in about $60 million a month to augment the exchange rate. Okay? And that's why the exchange rate, which as at 2024, the beginning of 2024, it was projected that the cedi could go down to 20 cedis to $1. But by handover time, it was rather 14.7. You see, so there had been some steady interventions that had been done. But when this government took over, in the first budget of the government, that's the current government, the exchange rate was pegged at 15.3. That's the exchange rate that was used in the first budget of the government, the one that was done in March of last year. Then they suddenly decided, took a policy direction to aggressively intervene to the tune of $11 billion, as I mentioned. And that is part of why they some economists say that the cedi has been a bit overvalued and that the dollar has been a bit over intervened with or depreciated, for that matter. Now, when some of these things happen, it's good for some aspects of the economy. Imports, in some cases, petrol prices, for example, will have some impact.
Yeah.
But let's be careful because there's always tomorrow. There is a question which you asked of sustainability.
Sustainability. How do
Can you sustain that level of intervention? And when you are using a lot of this money and contractors are crying, I just heard one of the presidents of one of their associations saying that a 1 billion cedi payment that the president had even authorized hasn't hit their accounts yet, more than a month since the president said it should be done. I heard this yesterday or the day before. So we're not making some of these payments.
So you think we're overusing money in stabilizing the cedi?
You see, the dollar itself has been weak recently. And it has nothing to do with Ghana. It has to do with geopolitics, U.S. politics, U.S. policies, and so on. Tariffs, certain kinds of geopolitical fears of attacks and other things, which have, and whenever that happens, people move to gold. So when people get a bit antsy about some of these kinds of geopolitical issues, they move from the dollar, holding reserves in dollars, which is also why the time we sold our gold is very concerning, because people are moving from the dollar and then we are going to buy the dollar. You see? So that's why I'm saying that issue needs to be probed very well. But apart from that, the dollar itself is weakening. So why should the government sort of weaken it more? If the dollar itself has already been weakening because of geopolitics, okay? Why do more of it? Why that aggressive stance? We believe it was a mistake. I have said it from day one. It's very popular politically. We understand. But you see, we have a country to build. And we have a whole government over a 4-year period to work with, to make sure that Ghanaians get all the benefits. As for the people, to me, it's like if you give your kid a toffee, would they complain?
If you give your kid a toffee, we're looking at Ghana's economic crossroad, the cocoa, the challenges, and then the growth. But my question is, what policies can, as a country, Ghana, implement to stabilize the economy?
Well, you see, so I think we're almost done with the issue of the aggressive intervention, which we always made clear that it's up to the government. but we felt like it was rushed. I remember the previous Bank of Ghana governor said that he had the capacity to bring the dollar to 5 cedis. You remember, he said that well before the election. Some of the MPP people are not happy he didn't do that. But he said that it was not prudent because it was not sustainable. Okay. So you can have capacity to do a lot of things. You may even get props in the short term, just like the kid will always love more and more candies. Okay? But at some point, when they get sick, you are the one that have to take them to the hospital, or you have some sleepless nights, or both, as the parent. Okay? So government has done this. For now, we're watching them, but we've begun to see some of the repercussions. Because when you overly depreciate, let's say, the dollar, it has a negative impact on your farm, exports, and remittances and other things. That's why the rate at which you should set your exchange rate has to be a lot more carefully done, not just a political kind of approach, okay, where you set it, it's popular, and people are just clapping for you, so you go about it, because some can easily gain from the intervention and some can lose. Not too long ago, I don't know where we are today, but not too long ago, per some calculation that I read, we were losing about $1,223 per ton of every cocoa that we buy. $1,200
per ton.
Sorry, 1,200, yes, per ton. Okay, and that was what was beginning to make Cocoa Board so unable to meet its obligation and so on, because the cedi's value had appreciated so much. In other words, the dollar's value had depreciated to an extent that when they sell the cocoa, okay, the money that you get is now reduced because the dollar has been so depreciated. I hope that makes some sense. It's a technical point.
Yeah.
So, these policy interventions have their good and they have their bad side, and they have to be optimized. If you don't get the optimization right, you end up in ways that you may mean well, but you could end up hurting some aspects of the economy, or hurting even our future to an extent, because, as I said, there's also the opportunity cost of using some of these funds in other areas, such as getting the contractors paid. You see, and if we don't do that, and gradually, and look at so many programs that the government have which could not see the day of light as of last year.
Is the government doing well with the economy so far?
I think the government is missing a lot of unbelievable opportunities.
But here's the case that the city has been touted as one of the finest on the African continent, one of the fastest growing, strong city on the African continent.
Macroeconomic indicators, all right, are fine. You can have great books, but the great books have to end up impacting people's lives in a positive way. That's the ultimate measure. For me, when I'm looking at the economy and all that, I'm looking closer at business activity. I'm looking at GDP growth. I'm looking at the cost of living. Those are the ultimate measures. Real GDP growth, for example, puts away inflation. It doesn't even include any inflation factor. It takes that out. Those are the real measures, all right? And when you focus in on that, okay, and your key policy programs, which are all going to impact production, which is GDP, and impact employment. Okay? Those are the things that are really going to impact lives. As for statistics, who knows? Right now, I looked at the inflation numbers that just came out. And there seems to be a disconnect between the cost of living on one hand and the inflation numbers that are coming, and people are questioning. I will worry myself in trying to say that something is fake and all that stuff. Those are just sensational. But I will worry about some of the details. For example, I looked in, and as soon as I leave here, one of the places I'm going is a place where I've been buying fish for a long time, since last year. And I don't remember the fish price changing much.
But we all know that if there's a stability, it doesn't necessarily mean there will be price changes, but the slowness at what time the prices changes.
I was going to make a specific point on this, because when I probed the detail, right, that's why I'm saying I don't want to make any ad hominem statements.
Okay.
I want to be specific, because I delved into what the government statistician was putting out. And one of the reports is that fried fish is one of the things in the basket, and that it has reduced 50%. And it blew my mind away, because where is this fried fish, which supposedly has reduced by a whopping 50% since last year? So I'm going back to my cellar today, okay? And I want to find out. I just want to be, maybe I'm missing something, because I honestly don't know how they got that specific number. At least that's one. It's not, I understand your point that when we say that there is disinflation doesn't mean deflation.
Sure.
Okay? I agree with you. We're not saying that overall prices should now reduce by, say, 3.9%. That's not what the government, the GSS, has reported. They are just saying that there's disinflation, basically, of 3.9%, or is it 3.8? 3.8. So, which means that, as of now, the price index should increase by 3.8 and not kind of more than that. Is that fair? So we are on the same page. I'm not arguing that point. But what I'm arguing is the things in the basket. I looked at least one that I was familiar with.
The fish.
The fish. And they are saying that fried fish. They said fried fish. Okay? Because, you know, I have kenke quite often. So this is something I've been buying since last year. I know for a fact. And I know the prices has been relatively stable. But I have never seen anything that told me that the price had gone down, unless my kenke seller is just killing me. And it's not one place I buy, it's at least two. So what I know is that the price has been quite stable. That I will admit. But 50%, I was shocked by that. So I want to at least verify that, because I can't believe it. And I don't know the viewers that are watching if they agree with me, because 50% decrease in fried fish price, where did they get that from? Doesn't make sense.
Where did they get that from? You can also share your thoughts with us, 0537158638. Bernard, I realize you have some questions you want.
Sure.
Yeah. I wanted to take Mr. Sefe's opinion on two issues. So first, you alluded to the negative impact of the appreciation of the cedi, especially on farm produce as far as revenue for our farmers is concerned. Basically, what it means is that because a commodity like cocoa is priced in dollars, if you sell your cocoa and you change it to cedi, you are going to have fewer, cedis, because the dollar has depreciated, yes, or the cedi has appreciated.
Yes.
So that is one part of it. But if you look at the other part, or the other consequence of the appreciation of the cedi, for instance, in terms of servicing our debt, where we will need fewer cedis to service our debts, which are valued in USD. You can talk about petroleum products and all of that. Don't you think that, of course, you mentioned opportunity cost, don't you think that it is still worthy, or it is still a good thing to have our cedi appreciating despite the fact that our farmers' revenue is going to reduce if you consider the other part of, the other consequence? That is the first one. The second thing I want to know is, in your view, what do you think would be the true value of our cedi? Because you seem to make reference to the fact that there is too much intervention, in the forex market by the BOG. What do you think would be the appropriate value of our cedi?
Thank you so much. This is just amazing. I mean, that's a great question. And you got the guys, Chief.
That's good. We will do.
Yeah. The revenue for farmers, it's not just in terms of the exports, but we also have farm produce. I've been told by people who know a thing or two about farming and agriculture in general. Now, one of the things happening is that the CFA has also now depreciated against the cedi because it's tied with the dollar rate. So in other words, around the border towns, a lot of business that was available from safer countries has gone down significantly because of the appreciation of the cedi and the depreciation of the dollar. And when we also do things artificially, and I don't mean this in any pejorative way, but I don't know which word to use otherwise. So an intervened dollar rate, okay? When you do those things, it means that you are interfering with the markets. Whenever you interfere with the markets, it has inefficiencies, naturally. And so any kind of intervention has to be well controlled and targeted. Otherwise, you will have unintended consequences. For instance, if your dollar is undervalued in Ghana, it doesn't mean that it's also undervalued in Ivory Coast and other places. People will even find ways to do business on that. Because the dollar may be valued higher in all around you, and you are sitting in the middle, and you have undervalued your dollar. What does that mean? You see, now you have to... you see, so I mean, all these interventions, it cannot be overdone. So when the previous MPP government came up with this program, they realized that the gold purchasing program and the capacity of Ghana to sort of better manage our currency should be more targeted. Let me give you an example. Let's say that around the first quarter, there's a lot of profit repatriation out of Ghana. Okay? Government can target. That's what they actually call intermediation. That is different from intervention. This government went from intermediation to intervention. And that's where the inefficiencies begin. So you can intermediate during the period,
but not to intervene.
No. So during the period where lots of repatriation is happening, and then it might destabilize your currency, at least temporarily, you can intervene to smoothen things. Then you allow the natural thing to happen. Maybe even use that time to rebuild your capacity for the next window. Maybe it's Christmas and you need a little bit more, and so on. Or you can do it at a steady fashion for a certain period. So all these things can be done, but it cannot be overdone. The issue, nobody has any problem with intermediation, even some intervention during some specific period. And the issue we had was this thing was being overdone. Excessive. And when you do those kinds of things, politically, the government has been taking all the plaudits. But you're talking about debt servicing, petrol. This is a time where petrol prices have hovered between $50 and $60 a barrel. By the time Nana Addo was leaving office, okay, we weren't so lucky. At that time, petrol was about $84 a barrel. Okay, we even saw the crisis of 2022, where because of Russia's 11 million barrels of oil, which had an embargo on it for a period, there was a crisis where the crude oil went to over $120 a barrel.
Yeah, I remember.
So the period where the crude itself has come down. So why the government's interest in pushing that further? So when you do this and you lose your capacity and you sell our gold, then God forbid, but as it often happens, you have things turn globally the other way.
Yeah,
then what are you going to do?
That makes across the globe as well.
Sure.
And ensure that...
And things change.
Things change.
We just talked about the cocoa price. 8,400, went all the way to 3,100.
And then move up to 5,000.
Now it's 5,040. You see? So there has to be a lot more cautiousness in what the government has been doing. So I believe you said that what is the true value or what should be the optimal value? That should be set by econometrics.
Okay.
Econometricians, not me. You understand?
Yeah.
That's not my
why
job.
not you?
Oh, I was good in this area, but I ended up in the IT field.
IT. Okay.
All right? I did it up to A level, and I was a good student. No question about that.
No doubt.
You can tell from history. And that's what I was supposed to be doing, but then when I brought things changed. But that's not my expertise. Okay. There are econometricians who do econometrics. They should be guiding the government, not politicians. I believe that there's been too much political decisions being taken. We have expressed our opinion. The government is not listening to us. Okay. They said we don't know anything. That's why they kicked us out of government. Okay, they are the ones who know. They should continue. Okay, they should just continue because they won't listen. And we're busy pushing, intervening to the extent of $11 billion. Now I see that they have stopped temporarily. They shouldn't stop. They should continue. They should go back doing this. Because these things skew markets. And I've already told you, all right, as for the public, especially if the petrol will come down, and we said, if you're not careful, people will even think that you don't like progress. You get what I mean? Some of us have been saying this from day one, that this is not sustainable. It also has side effects. And they have not been listening. All right? And they've been continuing it. And we have importers. If my own friends, even in the MPP, I say with them, importers, they don't want to hear anything different. Because, I mean, this is amazing. Going to go for my brother. Why is an importer going to complain?
But the exporter will complain.
But the exporter, the farmer, there are manufacturers, local manufacturers. We're putting pressure on them. And the government's own revenues. I haven't seen the final numbers yet, but as of late last year, government's projected gap in expenditure, in revenue generation was 28 billion cedis. This is according to the brilliant Oppong Nkrumah. And that was where they were at. And I've also heard some economists also said that. So this whole thing about government being fiscally disciplined, we don't buy it. They didn't raise the revenue. If you divide 28 billion by 12, what do you get? You get about 2.5 billion cedis a month. That's how much this government was not able to raise each month. And it's in part because of this same dollaromics that they love so much, which kills your port revenues, and so many, and your exports to an extent, and all that, all reduce. Remittances in under Nana Addo in 2024
was high.
Was $11.5 billion. Officially through Bank of Ghana, we recorded $6 billion. Unofficially, and they have ways of calculating this, we recorded $5.5 billion. Together, it's $11.5 billion. As at late last year, this has had reduced by about 50%.
Obviously, because of the appreciation of
because
the
you are intervening and unnaturally forcing. If it's natural, it will just flow. It will be optimal. The markets are generally more efficient than human interventions. That is just a common economic principle. So when you intervene, as I'm saying, sometimes it's okay for a specific purpose. But you need to be cognizant of the fact that if you overdo it, you are certainly going to create more inefficiencies in the system. And reducing the remittances is a big deal. Those are going to affect the people who are building houses, the carpenters, the masons, the house boys. They are all going to be in pain. So you can sit there and say dollar nakoform, dollar koform. But if your benefactor or your boss abroad is not sending anything at all, how is the dollars going down and petrol kind of going down a bit more? How is that going to affect?
How do we balance this?
You want me to
way forward? Well, how do we balance?
You want me to tell the government? They will listen to me. So I want them to continue.
But the point is that, well, for the sake of my
ourselves as a country,
for the sake of our country,
yes.
So we open the phone lines up for our viewers. Let's get interactive. We've got just about some 15 minutes with you. 0537158638. We're looking at the COCO, the crossroad, the Ghana's economic crossroad. 0515. Me afro ni edi komo. Obanyo chawo ni ogbasade. Aton ayomi on 053715. Omanye mafia wo. 0537158638 piono. So that we can have this conversation together. We're looking at the Ghana's economy, which is facing several challenges and opportunities, especially regarding the COCO and overall growth. Where we look at the economic challenges, where the declined gold reserves affecting foreign exchange and monetary policy, fluctuate in our economy, and also managing inflation and exchange rate for economic stability, were some of the things we looked at. But it is not just like that. As we look at the challenges, there's opportunities also, where we need to look at boosting our cocoa production with higher prices, incentives for our farmers. Well, our farmers are crying there. I hear now some money is going to be released, diversifying the exports to reduce reliance on a few commodities. It's also one of the things we need to look at as a nation going forward. Investing in digital infrastructure, since you're an IT person, for economic transformation, leveraging on natural resources, a goal for economic growth. But we've depleted it now.
Yeah. So, we need to look at...
Hello. Okay, I think there's a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you viewing us from?
Tafo, New Road.
Tafo. But you're from, sir?
New Road. The Boga.
Okay, Boga, you ain't here.
Yo, Master Minister. Koko asema mokano. Your mama will be Koko Krafusa mo papa. How do you have money say? In fact, I dear me will have say. And some will come out and buy ya Koko Krafotumano. Your 2 man we know. Says when you cook for 12 in what Pagaramsi. Says a cocoa. Me baby, I could be a Nikuma Fumu. You can't see of it. Me fa Sinyami Rubra, me cow of it. Me fa Passetti and cow of it. Me sang am son cow of it. Or more yet you be in the making. Me cofa quantum film cow of it. Correct of him, yaye. Because if you're Boncasso, no, maybe I be a cow of Fin Wako. Name will be a federal child of him, faculty crew and child of him, because he paid the intimate chunkum. Cocoa fire mob papa, and a cocoa man is uncle to groove. One of my mamma would tell you as a kind and contemplate try. Extra amount for so cocoa, but you serve the veggie, but you snap to 4 years, the pap bonnet for. Then when we close to the pap bonnet, the empty 4 years. Cocoa, Fema crop for in a cocoa from Quack so. Say some cocoa so called the one of Cochi woman. Question, Kodam Koda. I didn't pap on the Sensano. Look at can near the Poacho. So, sir, I sent my post with cocoa semono. One way my dear scrum of corner. A bit book, they can't show the original cocoa jam, back at the war. I have no some papa, because as a gam say, and a coso, Okonyam Bechere, Passaso, Hafan Southwest. Then I'm said by we are saying, see what that. You should see that from Bonnie. Because as a mechanic, meaning Jamaican, Professor says Bonnie, and yes, say, man can so this you any hall. As a man for any hall. What's command any hall?
All right, Boga. Boga Dasi, have a good morning there. 0537158638. Hello, good morning. Okay. Me pacho offer anwama o TV no volume no a confirm so we can have a conversation on the phone. The main drivers, Kwesi sent us one is that access Safa. What are the main drivers of the cedi depreciation? Well, I think the main drivers.
You mean the dollar depreciation?
The cedi depreciation.
The cedi appreciation.
Yes, no, he said cedi depreciation.
I think he meant cedi appreciation.
I think, okay, maybe that should be that. What the main drivers of the cedi appreciation? Okay, that was his question.
Yeah. Mainly has been gold. The gold price is really key, and then there are other significant is the geopolitical situation, right? Trumpism, really. Those are the two main drivers. So let's say U.S. policy, U.S. politics, in many ways is underpinning the weakening of the dollar. There's slightly something to do with BRICS as well, but those are geopolitical reasons, right? So we've been lucky, and we need to manage the windfall and the luck very well. You miss those opportunities, and we're asking for trouble. If I could do some, can I?
No, you can
do some. Please, I would do some small politics here.
We want to do some small politics.
Small.
I thought we were talking about.
Because I'm also a politician.
Politician.
You see,
so once a politician is always a politician who wants to do his thing.
The government did a lot of things going into the election, including targeting so many sectors of the economy or the body politic. So, for example, just this morning, I listened to some propaganda that was happening on the ground, where somebody in Western North was talking to the cocoa farmers, told them how MPP basically was shortchanging them. I don't have time to go into the details. So, to the farmers, when MPP had done some unprecedented price increases, it was turned around to say that they're actually shortchanging them still, and that they should be getting more than double what MPP was paying them. They did similar things with the youth, where they said that they will bring 24-hour economy that will lead to 3 shifts and 3 jobs across various agencies.
I hope you're not going to sound like Abu Jinapo.
No, I'm just being factual. So you can go through sectors, various parts of the body politic, and you see that many of these people were promised a whole lot of things. A Jumara, we will do this, we will do that.
Has been launched.
A Jumara. I think the last time I checked, the budget was 300 million. They only got like less than 30 million cedis last year.
Then the Bush. Okay, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Miriam. Pachobet me akasa de ngakra.
Apo to say.
Emetoga.
Aha, look at free bogoso.
Okay, free bogoso.
Blast family.
Okay, it's you.
Ayi me pase ofani anka woman me hu se aban no on to kokko ni bi ma anka wakani hu kwa ya for the fashion.
Yeah, that's
it. Na bi me se de be garam se na me tuni afi ya ton de bia bi.
On to be wa.
Okay, yeah, say also say aban no say on ton kokko ni bi ma on kan kire won. But this is becoming quite
it's a major issue. So that's why I'm saying that when government was using all this money to intervene in the dollar rate at the time that the dollar itself naturally was going down, we warned them. Right?
Hello, good morning.
We warned them.
Good morning. Apoma.
Nyame adumo, bacho, we didn't be your friend. Okay.
Mentia uchi for na mama umu ani adwuma.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo. The pacho oko ho asem amoke. Aye no kre. Na mesemi bisawo. Ebra na pipi wo power no. Na koko no. Sa ehun samsesen. Na koko center ho nankasa na eke ho. Me pacho ma ye hwehwe sa nyoma no. Omudi koko ekoji bosia ama koko nkata kwa deka koko bia esi nwlem kura na ba ko bia deka entisa aba fraba eso munya botre na tutututu ni o meyie koko na nkasa no mungu before the musika to koko na go no de pressure egu aban so say on to by force dikano behavior ya na ko mu de faso e no mo ye sa nyoma no na pressure na mo de to aban so no yes no mo be di aban no so no e de no mo timi ye esomunya omuchi break e ma aban no ati penny onya botre aban be tutu nyoma koko akua ko mu botre ayi ndc mfa koko fodi amfa mama galamso piki breso enyoma ekoso nyina ye wo Ghana ye twa kire ye ndempo aban no tu hwana mo ebra na MPP wo power no wo anu a wo betimi aka wo anu a betimi akoye hwehwe mu okwa ye bi wo dim na akọ hokra ye beku enso hwese ne de ekoso enti MPP for mu twi break omo kinkite gomen mu a sikane nyahwa mo ma tutu mi and now the 10% ni 20% ko to ade a omo se ya nje esa na ma boy ya dinti omo discount to any start 50%. Enya be ensure be ko 50%. E bra no mo ba power no na ensure ya e se e before mo tu break o say ni su bre aka wo mo a omo ko ma no ntum na mo ngina yie na ye wu o man no mo ehunu yie sa nkeke na mo parliament no omunya botre ya sabe chemiensa omunya botre ma do mama ne na bai e do mama ye o mbetimi aye omutimi ye yanka ye bi sa abrewu obi nsento aso.
All right, yeah, that's a master also when I'm afraid. I mean, for my callers, they can. So I give them some few minutes, then you can come in, then we can wrap up. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Patrick.
Nyame adumo me hoye na wonso e.
Nyame adumo ye. Kasafi Western North.
Me entie we yeko.
Yeah, and this happen you give. I say young kula ye youth na ye ba me dey say dey high because youth will be a school up to now. Or back to quarantine for student, nurses, and other institutions quarantine for to mark people. Since we have demons every my papa no every from Gatan. The house a born so oh just look me tell what foreigner maintaining class no class na that one say oh the class na that we maintain class no na ya wa this oh just so the house what to be so to so what in your market so and so since I go about na so to pure that can ya picture abuse no say vortex memorizing vortex near 3 CDs and the vortex medium size no and the 5 CDs and now about is also to forage and people can now grab the CDs out in your forage no and then 5 CDs no and that and people are so satam na and memorizing and no okay now this is for na no kasa saying more MPP for Basono or more about MPP executive. sɛnea na ɛkɔ sisi asɛnea ɛkɔ no the victim sɛ ɛkɔ yie but nneɛma no sɛ na ɛda so si baabi etia yɛba a wɔsɛ three shift woba a wobɛyɛ adwuma influencer adwuma no wɔ tete na MPP no a ɔyɛɛyɛ no ɛnoa na wɔfollow saa steps no ɛno na wɔfollow saa steps no a wɔde bu no ama ne naban and this is sorry and I Ghana to say Ghana be there for and this is for people that do start a YouTube because of said Baumia Ebaya Kasa Dara and Sitiako Bon and Kasiako from and to be all right. Okay. And this is and no money.
You better ask. Yes, you better 053. I think I'll do one more call and then you come with your. You say you want. I should allow you to do your politics before.
Oh well, I will answer. These.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Shomamba Panamata baby. Mr. Kwesia. Me will start Sembako. Me kase Joma mani edisi phone na mi siya umanopi. MPP for omuwo Ghana NDC for sorry fi omani an no mo show me and you no be ti say mre bia mo ye be ti say mra mo ma do mo power no and no be ti say mra ma Ghana NDC for na ti say so mo ti say mra mo mu bu mo so no mo ko ye nyoma bia enye nyoma bia ense and ye fact so mo ti si akeke wurem school o mo ti si akeke wurem no o mo hwe no mo nya no ntententente man fa ma amanfo na nurse for nye dwuma ye teacher for nye dwuma ye na ajada 111 no mudi akire no omu hwe de omu first come first serve omu nya de aka akire na nsa no ma begu ajana 111 no so any si from pin for ya tomo munya ni ye bye bye.
Okay, bye bye Efe Akwetia. Now let me come back to you.
I said last one man tini ye or say government no o two omofo meboa. That was the last one. So omunye ye or something like that. Main country and
okay.
Yeah, so I'm say Mitiso because Cocoa Syndicate they said loan. That was the first caller. Cocoa syndicated loan. Parliament minority has already come out. Say Yaneka Biao. Inti CEO Randy Abe Aoka say government Nabokani Ntiani you know Omra no provided the necessary document. But that's a now no. You say Cocoa syndicated loan. Ghana yene kada since 1993 no msi yashasi inti unprovided the record and no correct that's already been answered by the minority so and say second caller no was talking about say almost like the disconnect between the inflation and then the realities on the ground. There is quite a bit of disconnect. In fact, I listened to an economist or I read. I can't remember if it was Bopkin or one of them.
It's Bopkin who came out with that.
And he's saying, "Sir,
we should be very careful.
We should be very careful because, and yet natural, say you have an inflation rate of 3.8, and the bank rate, the interest rate, right? The headline interest rate is 15 point something. It's too wide a gap." But ultimately, because inflation and bank rate, are supposed to be a lot more aligned. So it's almost unnatural what is happening. And so we are all trying to get our heads around how do you have inflation of 3.9 and then interest rate of 15.5, which means that that's part of why some people don't believe that this is really real and sustainable. So, that's also an issue. As for NDC for and all those things, we are not worried about those things too much. We all saw 2017 the numbers. 2017 GDP, real GDP growth was 8.1. In 2017, inflation averaging 17% in the last year of the first Mahama government, averaged 12% in 2017. That was the first year record of Nana Addo. He also launched his major intervention and promises that he made to the people in free SHS and so on in that first year. In this year, what have we seen? You came in, to go purchasing program, you decide to overdo it and push down the dollar further. Fine, a policy direction. Yeah, catch a woman from day one. It is a mame baku kase MPP for enkaya nuntum. But you don't have to listen to us because you were a party. I rebuilding. Intino obeye enema ebeboa omaino na ebeboa wa nkasa. Up to you. Oso ntie ya. Wa wojejeje enye yasam. So ti ase intino almost enkaya nuntum so whichever near the at the end of the day near money hunsunso ba. We all day inside.
We all day inside.
Yeah, we all day inside. This is where time will allow us space. But tonight, do you have time tonight? Remember the news focus at 9 p.m.
Okay. It depends. Topic, Bena.
Oh, so yeah, like more rebuilding.
Yeah, rebuilding. Yes.
So now, you come.
Baumia.
Come.
Of course.
Because some know this sound common.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, how do we? How are you going to rebuild? But that is also one of the. Well, we need a very strong party.
Yes.
In the country to drive this nation.
Absolutely.
It's at 9 o'clock. Make sure
Pachoyo. We can. Mefre because me
okay, Mefre on the phone.
Aye.
Let me wait. It's let's say a little after 9. So
that's
9:05. And that's for me to be
That's fine. That's fine.
So that you tell me your plans and how you can unite. To be safe, he will not allow you to and then say. And then okay, I said he will not allow them to do what? He is not going to form a party.
Oh yeah, but he will not be used. He will not be used.
He will not be used.
Obi say on me and you so no. When a casa. And no Yema obi yen you so obi. You so no. Oh okay.
But no form a party.
Yo.
Let me pick your comment. 20 seconds. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Sefa for coming to the studios and for answering our questions and presenting the views of his party for us to also consider. I mean, he has challenged my thoughts. I'm going to read more, and I hope that the next time we have him, I can put to him some questions for him to answer. I mean, but it's an interesting discussion, looking at all the other parts of the appreciation of the CD that we've been clapping for. Of course, not everyone is happy genuinely, and they have genuine cause not to be happy about. And like he said, there must be a balance somewhere. If
definitely for the balance we need. Yeah. Now, I've called time and time again and said, look, can we sustain what we are doing? As of last year, I keep trumpeting, can we sustain this thing we are doing? Because economic-wise, if you don't balance it well, your market values will also be a problem. Exports, it will affect it big time. Import, some people will be excited with it, but it's not everybody that will be excited with it. So you have to look at the dynamics when it comes to and also consider the geopolitics. If something happen else, what happens? So all those things come into.
I was trying to even ask him how this whole CD dollar thing is, if it has any role to play in this whole cocoa farmers not receiving their earnings and stuff. Yes.
Because we stopped syndicating. We stopped syndicating for the first time. We stopped syndicating. Thinking to rationalize it. And that is what has brought us this far. Well, this is where time will pen. I want to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
But we'll make it tonight again. So
thank you
to our viewers, our listeners out there, we say good morning to you again. So we're back same time tomorrow, Monday. Stay blessed and say a prayer with every heartbeat. Bye-bye.